Sorry, guys. That's better, everyone. Welcome to Fourever Rivals. Something happened. Something came up on my screen there. Freaked me out for a second. I thought it was about to end the broadcast. But no, we're all good, man. How's everyone going? What a week it's been in football. Go the fucking Blue Baggers. Go the Blueies, eh? Love
and
it,
how good's
mate.
footy? How good's footy?
Mate, when you're winning, mate, footy's the best, mate. I would hate to be like fucking loser this week, wouldn't you? Anyway,
Yes.
we've got them all in here already, mate. We've got Scott the Blues, he's always here, mate. We've got Sammy Taylor, man. He's always big Enzo. Hey, everyone, when you're catching transport, watch out for the big bro here, man, because he'll get you. If you're interested in the show tonight, bring out the popcorn. This one it's going to have a lot of drama. Wait till later, fellas. Lou, thanks, Lou, for joining. Kavara, how are you, mate? And and we got our favourite. He's part of the Jumper Punch. Seba, how are you, mate? We're waiting for those special comments from you. We've got our favourite Greek. Hey, Matula. She's the best, mate. Matula. And she's got the little spanner there, mate, so she can control if anyone gets too smart out there, right? What do we got here? Danny, fresh cut Manny looking good. Did you have a little bit of a cleanup, did you?
I tried to give myself a little gift every now and then, so I thought I'd try something different. I've taken on the new style. It's called skins, apparently. And of course, I go to my regular spot down at Northlands, and the boys look after me there. So, very, very happy, and a very good, a very, very warm good evening to everyone. It's freezing out there. And
is there a product there where they can actually remove your face? Because that's the bit that's killing me at the moment.
Well, look, Rocco, I know it's hard to have a face that only a mother could love, and of course, may your mother always love you.
No. Look, I admit I'm a terrible looking bloke, but you give new meaning to terrible.
Well, but let's just say that I'm no canvas. That's for sure. I'm no
oil painting. That's for sure, mate. You're no Mona Lisa, mate.
No, Mona Lisa.
Rocco,
good evening to everyone out there.
He's sprigging himself up for Saturday night. I think he's.
I think he is. He wants to look good, man. He wants to look good for the public.
Listen. First of all, I always like to look good. But it's good to see that you're smiling, Mark. I don't know why you'd be smiling. The three of us.
He's going to be crying. He's going to be crying soon. He's going to be crying soon. Anyway, we've got Arosh. Is it Arosh? Arosh? Up the Tigers. We've got a few Tiger fans here. I'm loving, mate. We're going to get the Tiger fans out here, mate. This is going to be
about tonight.
He won one of our memberships, so this is going to be fun. Of course, it's always going to be fun. All right, let's get in. Good evening, Enzo. Yep. Lisa is moaning. Oh, to talk about the Mona Lisa, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Can we let Mark speak now? Are we going to let Mark speak now? Well, he's going to have his chance. I'm going to leave it. When it comes to our game, I'm just going to let him have his say about what happened on the weekend. But before we get there, we have got some important things that did you want to say something, Mark, now? Or
no, I'm just saying that all of a sudden everybody wants me to speak now. The first I don't want me to say anything.
We want to hear the shit that's going to we want to hear the excuses that are going to come out of your mouth today. So I'm sure you've been preparing all week for it.
They're legit.
All right. We're waiting. We're waiting for this. All right. Let's get into what we're going to do here. What are we going to do? First of all, we are here because of this bloke here, mate. Carlton Security Doors and Blinds. And Marco is the proud sponsor of Fourever Rivals. And we do thank Marco for his great support of this show, man. We do forget. What am I hearing? Does everyone want to hear me sing?
Yes.
All right. I didn't want to do it, but since you are all pushing, let's go.
Come on, Rocco.
I'm going to sing this with gusto. Watch. If you want your family to be safe, Carlton Security Doors and Blinds is the place. I've done some border Fourever Rivals and a really top mate. And don't forget to ring 83394848. And don't forget to ring 83394848. Woof, woof.
Oh, yes. Rocco, mate, that's becoming catchy at the moment, mate. Give us a call on 83394848 for a free measuring quote. Obviously, we're servicing the northern suburbs. Mention the Fourever Rivals and a jumper punch, and you will get 10% off your proposal. It's very simple. Also, just like us on Facebook. Protect your home, and most importantly, your family. Give us a call, 83394848. Thanks, Rocco.
How good is that, mate? First of all, how good's my singing? Just quite. I reckon it's improving week by week.
Brilliant, Rocco. I reckon you're definitely up there with AGT. Yep, easy.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I actually impressed myself just there, just quietly, the way I sang that. So, and I'm telling you, if that was on TV, that would be stuck in your head, mate. That would be one of those commercials where it would be stuck in your head, mate.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Do you stare in the mirror while you're practicing there, Rocco?
Always.
Good.
Always look in the mirror, see how I'm going, make sure everything's going good. While we're here, I forgot to say hi. We did talk about Quinny from Tiger Den. Let's make sure. Let's not forget the Tiger Den. What a week it's been in the Tiger Den, huh? Everyone, make sure you get on there too, man, and watch and subscribe the Tiger Den. Even if you're a Carlton supporter, Collingwood, man, support the Fourever Rivals.
It's been a fantastic place to be this week, Rock. The Tiger Den is up and pumping at the moment. Like I've said every week, a lot of people here in the comments, and I will speak about this, Tom. I'm very eager to speak about this.
I've got a graphic for you for that too. So that's a good point. So he's getting in early in Ask a Rival, because we will be talking about.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, like I said, heaps of people that watch the show. I notice you guys in the comments. You get around it. You're on the Instagram as well. Like a Rosh, I saw you commenting on photos the other day. Thank you very much for all the support as well, everyone. I do appreciate it. And I know a lot of you aren't Richmond supporters, so it means even more knowing that you still jump across and put up with me talking a couple times a week. So I appreciate it.
We've got Scott the Blues. He reckons, I bet you, Mark, the stats are going to be important this week. Apparently, when I was talking about stats, everyone was laughing, but I guarantee that Mark's got stats tonight. I guarantee it. And another thing, just between me and you, close your ears. I bet you injuries will be coming up too, just quietly, people. So let's get a move on, and we will talk. Look at this. Seba's not a truer word has said. Hate your mob, but respect them, Quinny.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We've got some love in here, mate. Quinny's the goat. I'm a bit worried about Saturday. The loving you're going to get at the show is going to be talking about the bloody show. Everyone, make sure, and you can see it. It's on the bottom there. Get your tickets for the JP Live show. Here it is, JP Live event this Saturday. It's finally arrived. 6:30 p.m. The link is below. Make sure you get to trybooking.com. We have filled up the tables, but we have opened up another table because there's been a few more. So we got another table we're filling up now. Tickets are selling fast. We need the ticket sales by tomorrow so I can give our numbers. So everyone, if you like what we do and you want to see this live, and maybe you just want to come and just give me shit, we're happy, mate. There's a bar there. Drink your VBs, your bloody Collingwood supporters, right? And throw them at me. I don't care. We want to have some fun that night. So make sure you get your tickets, everyone. You boys are going to be there, all of you. Quinny's going to arrive just a little bit late, and we do understand because there's a big game for him this week. So, but he's definitely going to be there. Definitely Magpie, Manny, and Mark are going to be there. So make sure, let's get those tickets, guys, man. I'll tell you what, there is a good number of people that are coming. I'm very happy with the amount of people that are coming. So it's going to be a good night, man. There's food, there's drinks. We're going to have a laugh. We've got special guests coming up. There's plenty of surprises. What can I say, man? If you think we're fun, wait till you see us live, mate. Wait till you see us live. So get your tickets.
What's the reason, Quinny, why you're not coming Saturday night for dinner? What's the reason, buddy?
I am coming.
No.
For dinner, or you coming?
Oh, no, not for dinner. No, not for dinner. It's Dusty's 300th this week, so big celebration for the Tiger people. And following the game, as a lot of people in the comments would understand, Richmond and Dustin Martin in particular, but Richmond is a big family thing for me and my family. So we'll be having a quick bite with them straight after the game. And I've said to them, straight after I eat, I'm eating and dashing, and I'm coming straight to the Fourever Rivals live show. So I'll be coming in hot too, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Listen, I heard you just
might
say
be coming in cold, mate. Depending if you guys get the points or not, but
imagine they get the points. He's going to be up and about.
If Richmond lose, I won't rock up. But if we win, I'll be coming in hot.
Here we go, Seb. Dusty, a champion, unlike the prick Jay Watson. Oh, straight away, jab to the bloody Joe Watson.
The heat.
But you did say that you're going to the game, and you do. People will understand that you're going to the footy. Everyone should understand except for Manny, because he doesn't go to the footy. So he would not understand that concept, that actually go and support your team and the players that give their heart and soul.
I just purchased some tickets for the boy to go and watch the Magpies against the Gold Coast.
All right. What do you want us to do, Manny?
What do you mean? We even go interstate, my friend. So, I don't know.
First of all, you're not going interstate, and second of all, you've been to 2 games this year, mate. Just relax there. And did you notice something? Were we saying anything about people going interstate or do it? He had to mention it. It was like last.
I go to games.
It was like last. You don't go to games. Let's be serious, mate. You don't go to games, mate. Like, just admit it. You don't go to games, right? So just admit it, right? You've been to 2 games this year, right? Don't act like you're all big and mighty because you go to a game. It's like thanking the postman for delivering your post. It's
and
what
you know what?
It's
not about whether you go to the game. It's about the fact that you're supporting your club. It's about supporting your club.
You bought a membership after they won the premiership. You're a plastic supporter, mate.
No, it's about supporting your club.
Don't lie. Don't make me bring out the video at the live show of you saying it.
You can do whatever you like.
Is that what you want me to do?
Whatever
Is that what you want me to do? Is that what you want me to do? I'm bringing out the video in front of the 100 people that are coming of you last year admitting that you tried to scam your cousin's membership as your very own.
No.
Hit the road.
No, you try to set me up, Rocco. Can I first and foremost say...
Everyone stop here. Am I trying to set him up, or did he actually do that last year when he tried to pass off his cousin's membership?
I get the others involved. Can I first and foremost say...
All right. You know what? I'm going to show it next week, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to apologise to you. How's that sound?
Can I just say that last year, I spent more money on merchandise and going to Collingwood events and supporting the club.
What events?
Listen.
What event did you go to?
Listen.
If you're going to get into this, I want to know what event you went to.
You don't know this.
I want to know.
You don't know this. I don't want to say too much.
You brought it up. What event did you go to?
But when Collingwood does have some private functions,
what private function? When you and the coach, what event did you go to?
And listen.
What event?
I don't want to say too much.
That's the only thing I want to hear now.
I want to say too much. Well,
What event? Name an event. Name one event you went to last year.
Fucking hell, we won't let you speak, really. Hey,
Because you know why I won't let you speak? Because I've asked you a question. That's it. That's all I want to hear.
Right,
What event?
Well, right.
What? If the next word that comes out of your mouth isn't the event, I'm taking you off. What event?
All right. I actually went to a dinner.
What dinner?
The dinner was part of the one of our players that used to play for Collingwood, Prestige Giacomo. You probably don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, Simon.
So I don't want to get into too much detail, Rocco. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there and brag about
because I want to look it up. I want to see this.
You know,
I want to know what event this was.
You know, I don't want to sit there and brag, mate, and sit there and
what brag?
Look at another magpie there. Come on, mate.
Tell me, mate. What event was it? So it was the Prestige Giacomo dinner, was it?
I don't know exactly what the dinner was.
You don't know. Where was it? Where was it?
Many.
Where was it?
It was at the Crown.
So can someone please in the chat? Can someone bring up the Crown Prestige Giacomo that Manny went to? I want to please get to that.
I reckon
you should have stopped 5 minutes ago, Manny.
That's it.
I reckon that's what happened, Manny. I reckon what's happened. You were at the Crown and you bumped into Simon Prestige Giacomo at the Crown. That was it.
Listen.
Look at this. We need gumboots to walk into Manny's bullshit.
He doesn't like me bragging. He doesn't like me bragging about.
I listen. It's not about bragging. I didn't mention any events. Nothing. You brought it up. You brought it up.
You kept on going on and on and on.
But you brought it up. You shouldn't have brought it up.
Had I not said
you went to more events, you went to more. You said you went to more events than anyone on this panel, and then you barely named a shit Prestige Giacomo. What the fuck is Prestige Giacomo having an event at the Crown? Maybe he was having a late entrance fucking pub over here.
Listen, what I'm saying is that I've spent more money on Collingwood Football Club the last few years than what I've done this year.
Prove it. You can't even name an event. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you time because I actually feel sorry for you now, and I really do. So I'm going to give you to the end of the show, and you're going to write down those events. Okay?
All right. Yeah.
Right, and you're going to write, and then I want proof of purchase. Done.
No worries. I'll even show you. I'll even show you photos.
Yeah, photos. What did you do? Look, we got it here. What do we got here? Manny was Dacos' backyard cutting his grass.
Come on, Tony.
Presty was serving the drinks. Where were you? At Lake's entrance. Where were you? Sorry, at Edwards Lake pub over here, and he was serving behind the bar or something. Out of all the players to name, Prestige Giacomo had an event. Shut up. That is the worst. Is that the only name you could think of? Oh, here we go. AI. Rocky, lay off Manny. Mate, I'm telling you, don't give me that little bit of fucking nudge. I'm going to hammer you. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Was Joffa there? Where'd you go to a kindergarten event?
Was Joffa there? Hey, actually, I'm wondering what's ever happened to
did you go to the Trent Hodden testimonial? The Ted Hodden, remember him? He was a dud. All right, let's go. All right, what about Anthony Rocco? Was he there?
Oh, there are a lot of players there.
Oh, a lot of players.
A lot of players.
But just quickly as well, boys, I want to apologize in advance for Saturday night too. I've just had to scroll through the comments. If you go a little bit up, Jai S in the comments made a very good point. He goes, Quinny, you're Italian. Eating and dashing means a 2.5 hours at Tavolo. So I just want to say you're not wrong. I probably will be very, very late if I am dining and dashing. I am Italian. It's in the blood. So thank you for reminding me, Jai. I just wanted to point that one out before everyone starts stressing.
Yeah, but he will be there. We'll be there. And I'll say
We'll
we'll be there. We'll be there. And the thing is
that... They're all waiting for you, mate. They're all waiting for you.
Benny, what did we discuss before the show? I was in the middle of saying something. I was going to say at the show, it's going to go. I think we're going to be there till like at least midnight because the bar's staying open after the event. So I reckon there's going to be a few drinks after that. So I think we're going to have plenty of time to party up. So everyone get down there.
Yeah, jumper punch on the tab. Jumper punch on the tab.
I'll shout a few people drinks. How's that sound? I reckon I should be shouted drinks just quietly. Hey, listen, I think we've done enough rubbish. Forever Footy. This is where the rivals talk about stuff that no one else wants to talk about. And I'm telling you, I'm not scared to have my say. If you watched the Jumper Punch last night, I'm not scared to have my say because you know what? No one pays my bills there. So let's do this. And I think the first thing in the agenda that we wanted to talk about, and I'm sure everyone's going to agree with this, is umpires. How are they going this week?
Hey, talk about Super Saturday. They defined all three games that were played on Saturday, didn't they? I think there was the North Melbourne West Coast game with the Elliot Yeo decision. There was Gold Coast St Kilda with the one against Mac Andrew. And then what was the other one? It was
what was the other close game?
Giants. Who did the Giants play? And they get Giants Hawthorn. They gave that free kick against Tom Green, the downfield right into the pocket. Luke Bruce the goal. So they really found their way to get their nose stuck in every game, didn't they?
100%, and especially like I didn't see all the matches this week, but that Gold Coast game, was it the Gold Coast and St Kilda? Was it? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah. Gold Coast St Kilda at Marvel.
The free kick that King got. What was that, mate? And the funny thing about that one there, just quietly, was they come out and said they were wrong, but that doesn't give back the 4 points. You know what I mean? So.
It doesn't, but what are your thoughts on that though? Because I was saying for years I wanted the AFL to admit when they made a mistake. It doesn't fix it, but nor does not admitting it. Do you guys prefer them just to shut up, or do you like it when they come out and go, "Yeah, look, we did make that mistake"?
Keep it shut.
Yeah, look, I prefer to keep it shut. Exactly, Manny. And it's about the umpiring decisions towards the end of the game that can obviously make a decision on the scorecard there, but they also make some massive decisions at the start of the game. And on the Sunday, I'm not going to harsh too much about the Essendon Carlton game, but you got two rivalry clubs going at it, and you get a very simple, easy free kick. Two brothers, everyone's looking up to the game, and the two brothers are playing against each other, and there's a very, very kind of slight holding infringement, and the umpire plays, holding a man, and I'm like,
out of all the free kicks, that's the one you went to, which was actually there.
What I'm trying to say, Rob,
is his arm around him already. Mark, he had his arm around him.
What I'm trying to say is that that was just an example about the Sunday night game, but sometimes the umpires straight away influence the game from the start of the game. When I watched that, when I saw that, I thought, you know what? Already the umpires are going to make an influence in this game. At the start of the game, they make bad decisions towards the end of the game, which can cost, 4 points. But they're actually making stupid decisions at the start of the game, and you start saying to yourself, you know what, this is bullshit. The whole game's now going to be riddled with bullshitting umpiring decisions.
Mark,
so
can I just say
watching that game on Sunday night, Essendon Carlton, two brothers going at it after 9 years, and the umpire pays a shit holding free kick when most backmen do worse than that and get away with it. Let the game go. Yeah. Like Quinn was saying, shut up, and Manny was saying, shut up, let it go, and move on. Why would you play that free kick? Why did you just destroy the game?
Mark.
Yes.
That's a free kick every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
He had his
arm around it. That's the worst one you could have picked. If you want to talk about a bad free kick on that game, I'll tell you one, right?
It's not about the game. It was about two brothers.
Wait, Mark, I'm talking. it's first of all, last week when I mentioned the two brothers, you didn't want to care that they were two brothers. That's the first thing. Now you're talking about two brothers. It doesn't matter if it's two brothers, two sisters, two aliens. It doesn't matter. It was a contest between two people. If you're telling me that that's not a free kick, sorry, I've lost respect. That's a free kick every day of the week. I'll tell you one. Let's be serious, mate. Don't just be one-eyed about this. I'll tell you one. The 50-meter to McGovern when he kicked the first goal, right? That was wrong. That was wrong. And that was for us. And I'll tell you right now, that decision was wrong. But for you to pick on that one there, come on, Mark. We're trying to have a serious conversation.
Look, I'm not trying to pick on the Essendon Carlton game. What I'm trying to say is that the umpires have got too much. Let it go, mate. Let the fucking game go, mate.
Why?
There's two brothers.
One?
Look at it. He's putting his arm around it.
How many times, Quinn? Come on, mate. How many times? He touched his brother around the chest, mate. Big deal. Let it go, mate.
Yeah, but they're not going to let it go because they're not going to let it go just because it's his brother, though.
No, I'm not saying that. But they make a big hype about it. So, to me, it was like,
then don't put your arm around him. It's simple. Don't put your arm around him.
How many times?
It doesn't matter. It's a free kick, man.
Okay. It was just a bit too titchy-touchy for it because
no, it wasn't. He had his arm around. You cannot put your arm around someone's body.
Let it go, mate. Let it go for the good of the football. Let it go, like Manny was saying. Let it go for the good of the football. The two brothers. It was a big hype about the game. He gets a free kick. He kicks a goal. The night is gone.
I didn't say anything about the umpires. I'm saying is if the umpires make a decision now, regardless of their brothers, there, Marco, you've used the fact that they're brothers. Who cares? At the end of the day, they might be brothers, but they're getting paid to play a game, and they're getting paid good money from two different clubs. So regardless of it, there's a lot of pride there. Okay, so when they may be brothers, but you got to remember something. What I'm saying is, whatever decision's made, don't come back after the game the next day and sit there and say, "Oh, we made a mistake." Because I can tell you right now, you and I might sit there and watch a game, and we're having fun with watching the game. Or if our team loses, we're upset. If the team wins, we're happy. But there are a lot of people out there that put money on these games. A lot of people that gamble big on these games, and all of a sudden, one stupid decision, right, can cost someone a lot of money. Now, you know what I mean? This is a big business here, mate. Right. So the umpire should say, you know what? Nothing.
Listen, I think you've missed the point, Mark, because Manny's right here. The question was asked, should the umpire come the next day and admit they're wrong and right? It had nothing to do, should they let it go? We're getting off topic here because you're picking on a decision that was absolutely free kick every day. You know, when the umpires go at the start of the year and explain how they're going to umpire, they will show that one there to them and say, do not do this, you'll get a free kick. So, Mark, I would stop that. That is the dumbest argument I've ever heard. No, what I'm talking about is the interpretation.
Yeah,
it's not about that was a free kick, man. That was a free kick.
Okay. Well, then the umpires make mistakes towards the end of the game, and then they apologise for it after the game.
Yeah. Should they come out the next day and say they were wrong?
The next day they say, "Oh well, we made a mistake." So, you know what I mean? Look.
But they didn't say they made a mistake about that. They said they made a mistake about
it. I just believe what they should have done is just let it go, mate.
Why? If it's a free kick, Mark, why let it go?
Because they should let games go if it's a close game and there's a few indiscretions of umpiring.
So you're trying to say now, depending on the game, depending on how you're related to people, we should change the rules.
Hang on. We're not changing the rules. Believe it or not, I've got the AFL. I've got the AFL rule book here, and it says that if anyone is related and has been related for and been playing the game for more than 9 years and have not played against each other, you should just let it just continue. Fucking hell, Marco.
Tom said the same thing. It wasn't even a close game, man. Like, seriously. But anyway, listen, we're getting off topic here. The topic was, I think that
I'm just saying, sometimes umpires can influence the game. Sometimes umpires,
of course they can, but they didn't influence that decision. I'll tell you right now. They didn't influence that decision. I'll tell you right now.
And sometimes umpires haven't got the balls, right? Sometimes umpires haven't got the balls to make decisions when they have to make decisions. And there was somebody else who was saying that usually around the last couple of minutes when it can be very influential on the scoreboard and they're scared to sit there and make a decision, right? And you know what's really pathetic? And I actually find sickening, and I reckon he should have been fined, is that joker that plays for your shit team, Marco, when he dived on that ball, all right? You guys got away with that, and you won. You're smiling. You won. Then he's walking back to the dressing rooms, and he actually acted it out. He actually went down on the ground talking to his teammates about what he did. If the AFL was smart, you know, they'd say, all right, you got away with it. Now you're sitting there, you're taking the piss out of us. Fine.
All right. And while we're on it, because I'm going to move this, I'm going to move this on. I'm going to move this on. That's not character. That's cheating. But I'm going to ask you now. Well, I'm going to ask you now then, if that's the case, right, should staging be penalised?
Well, it's up to the umpire's decision.
Should it be penalised if a player acts like he's been? Should that be penalised?
Act all the time, mate. They always act.
But if you do like an obvious one, right, where you throw your head back and you haven't even been touched, should you be penalised?
No.
No,
it's part of the game.
Yes.
You got to take advantage when you can. Plenty of players have been doing it for a long time.
You reckon that this Essendon player here shouldn't be penalised?
Well, can you show that
I'm going to show you again. This is the worst acting I've done, and he tried to cheat. This is worse than what Manny's cheating fucking player pretended to touch it. Have a look at it again, mate. He's nowhere near him. And he's pretended, look at this. Oh, what's that about, Mark?
Yeah. Hey, what did you say about what player pretending? What player pretending? What are you talking about?
He might have clipped. He might have clipped in the ear hole. He might have clipped in the face.
First of all, Rocco, if you have a look at the replay continuously, right, you just can't sit there and do that. As many times you do that, these two fingers can't go back on their own. It clearly shows that his fingers went back because he touched the ball.
Manny, it's not about that. He came out the next day in an interview and said that he didn't touch it, and he did it. He lied on the ground, and he wouldn't do it off the ground. But what are you talking about? He came out himself.
You did.
What's his name, Quinny? The one that the player for Collingwood. Who?
Well, which one were you talking about?
You know the Collingwood player that a few weeks ago.
Oh,
said that
Quainer.
He actually came out in an interview. What are you talking about, Manny?
I apologise. I thought you were talking about. Are we talking about this week? I thought we're
No, I'm just saying he's as bad. He's as bad as like he admitted he tried to cheat on the ground, right?
Well, you see, that's
Essendon player. Did you see that? How he threw himself? That is absolute cheating, and he should be suspended for that.
Sportsmanship's gone out the window.
Yep. They all do it now, Rocco. They all do it, mate. They all do it.
Our players don't do that.
No.
Slow down, darling.
Show me the proof. Show me the proof. I just showed you the proof. Let's have a look at it again. Watch this. Look at this. Look at him. What are you doing, mate? You know what? How about you just try to get the ball instead of trying to pretend to get the fucking ball? So anyway, back to the umpiring. I think that over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's actually got worse and more confusing now. Now we are less understanding of what the rules are. than what we did 3 weeks ago, right? What's happening now is, I said this last night, mate, when that whistle is blown, I've got no more idea who's going to get the free kick. I'm waiting for the umpire to point before I even decide if should I cheer or shouldn't I cheer. I've got no idea anymore. How long is holding the ball? How long is how long is it that you get to, is it 3 seconds? Is it 2 seconds? Right? If you try to make an attempt, apparently that's enough. Like I'm lost.
The worst part is, I think, with that one too, Rock, is when you're talking about, what decision is going which way, you're not sure which team has got the free kick. The worst is when someone will go, oh, that's our free kick, has to be, and you play on and try and take the advantage, but it was for the other team, and then you get stung with a 50-meter because the umpires don't use common sense and go, well, I could have gone 50-50. I can see why he thought it was his ball. And then you get punished even more. So it's just another thing you can add to it. I don't like, we've said this 100 times. We're never going to get it right.
And the opposition team passes it to the wrong player to bring the ball back to the opposition team, a player, and then he gets 50 for that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just,
and you've copped it now. You've copped it 2 weeks in a row. You copped it last week, and you copped it again this week. And I said that McGovern one that we did, I'm admitting that was stupid. It was a missed kick that he was trying to get back to our player, and he miskicked it, and he gave him a 50. In actual fact, but then one of your players tried to fool the umpire a bit later. The ball was kicked to him, and he actually moved away so the ball wouldn't go near him. Again,
50.
Again, he's a cheater. Like, you're so used to cheating, Essendon, that they do anything to try to get by.
Hey, Marco, maybe McGovern should have turned around and said, oh, no. I refuse to take that 50-meter. I refuse to
I might go back, actually. I'll go back 20. No, there was that, and then I'll keep going. Mate, there was the one we starred. Like, I can only talk about my games. You can bring up incidences in your games that you saw, but I'll tell you about my game, right? Saab, he's near the boundary. He's running with a player. He could have easily have grabbed the ball, right, and ran across the line because he was under pressure. But he didn't. He tried to keep the ball in. So he kicks it along the boundary line. It goes 30 meters and then takes a left dive, and he gets penalised for it, right? If he had taken the ball out immediately, it would have been a throw in. But that was more insufficient attempt. If he had done that, he actually tried to push the ball forward. Now, it happened to the Essendon player also the next quarter. Did the same thing. Players right up his ass. Goes to kick it forward. The ball bounce, goes out slowly. Fucking.
There's a player there.
There's a player there.
Hey, I reckon,
it's
honestly,
ridiculous, mate.
I reckon what they need to do is they need to adapt what they do with the round ball.
No.
Comes off the opposition, just give them the ball. That's it.
No, I don't like it. I know what you're saying. They've tried it in the VFL. Yeah. But they've tried it in practice matches. I don't like it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But
you'll kick it 20 meters on the boundary line.
Problems.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. There's those, there's a lot. And so it's becoming so confusing now because not only, and if we're confused, imagine how the players feel. And they're under pressure because that little mistake could cost them a goal, a game, finals, grand final.
Yeah.
Right? That little mistake, you know what I mean? That they're scared. Even now trying to kick it back to like you got the ball now and you could see, like, as a fan, I'm worried. Make sure you give it back to the right person because you'll get 50 for it, Like with the Essendon Carlton game, there's 88,000 people there screaming, mate. Like, he can easily not hear the whistle or whatever, So, look, it's becoming frustrating, man. And I usually don't blame umpires, and I still don't blame even the Gold Coast. I don't blame the Gold Coast losing that from that free kick. I don't care because Gold Coast had their chances. I don't blame it on the last kick. But seriously, let's be a bit more consistent with this, man. Like, seriously. So,
yeah, it's getting out of control, mate. It's getting out of control. It's gonna get close to, obviously the last 3 or 4 weeks before finals and finals. And if these decisions are not made carefully, there's some heads are going to be rolling, mate, because there's a lot of passionate supporters out there that want to see their team win, and if they lose because of stupid umpiring decisions, it's going to be scary. I'm telling you right now, from what I'm seeing anyway. From what I'm seeing,
I don't like it. And what they're doing is, as I said, in between a season, they're changing the interpretation. I don't know where that's ever happened in the history of sport. It's just like it seems to me, and I said this last night, so if everyone wants to really get into it, chuck on Rocco's rant from last night, because I had a whole thing to say about this. But it's a wicked solution. That's what they're doing. It's called a wicked solution. Look it up, people. Wicked solution, man. What they're doing is they're putting a solution, and they're not seeing the problems that are going to arise in the future because of this. Right. Before you make a decision about a rule change, right? Think long and hard what the effects are going to be in the future, man, because they could determine people's livelihoods, So, Brad Scott should. Where is he? Brad Scott should apologize, because he's one of the fucking pricks that was on that rule committee for a few years, man, just quietly, and now he's sitting there complaining. So, anything else about any decisions or anything else, guys? Is there anyone in the chat who have got a question for the Rivals? Essendon, Snapper's laughing at you, man.
Bring me some fish and I'll be happy.
His buddy's up there again. He's gone fishing. Any questions, let us know. But we have, we were going to talk about this. And so, good stuff, Lone Wolf Ant. Is that what it says? Lone Wolf Ant?
That's it.
Lone Wolf Ant. I like
Lone
it.
Wolf Ant.
We were going to talk about this. All right. You started off, because you brought this up before, Quinny. What are you saying about it?
Yeah, well, I guess Mark and I were having a good chat before we went live, and I guess it brings the discussion up of who should be making the final call. And we're not talking concussions. We're talking about just general play-to-play injuries, whether it's a broken arm, broken toe, bruised pinky, whatever it might be, because Petrarca told the medical staff on the weekend that he was good to go. He wanted to go back out there. He was fine. He played a little bit more. He ran back on, played a little bit more, then ended up leaving the ground to go have surgery because he had 4 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a lacerated spleen.
Yeah.
One more wrong hit, and he could have died on the spot. A broken rib could have gone straight through his heart. He could have died with one more hit. Now, Lou Foligno's made a good point. He goes, I blame Petrarca. He said he's good to go. Now, that's true. He did, and the clubs listened to him. But now that raises the question, whose decision should it be? Should the doctors be taking it out of his hands and saying, mate, we saw the way you came off the ground. You are no good. Or do you let the player judge and go, no, I feel fine. Get me back out there? Because most players, they're not soft. A lot of these guys that play AFL football aren't soft footballers. They want to be on the ground no matter how hurt they are. And that's where it starts to raise a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
I guess the problem is
he's like a beast, mate. You ain't stop him. There's some players out there that, regardless of how they're injured, they'll go out there fighting. They'll get a jab and make them feel better through painkillers and so forth. But it does, Quinn. Like you were saying, it just comes down to who's that decision come to. Is it the player or is it the doctor? I believe now the way football is played, it's so fast paced. And there's a lot more serious injuries that can be,
as far as I know,
future. It needs to be dealt with from the doctors, I believe, anyway, from now.
As far as I know, and as far as my little mind understands, the doctor makes the final decision, right? But in saying that, and I don't know this for a fact, but I know human beings and I know the way people work. doctors would be intimidated by the coaches and the staff into making their decision. It happened a few weeks ago where I can't remember, but I'm visualizing it, that the doctor come running out and then they told him to go back and he just walked away and they didn't. I can't remember who it was. But
was it Jeremy Cameron?
It was Jeremy, 100%. It was Jeremy. Now, Jeremy is a long-time footballer, man, very experienced. You got doctor coming, and that's right. The umpire actually told him to move away. Remember that? It was the umpire, and he moved away. It takes someone with strong character to go, stop the game. I'm in control now. Player needs to come off and be assessed, right? The problem is, I believe, is that the doctor has the final say, right? But is he strong enough to have the final say, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So a lot of people saying in the comments as well. So I was going to say, a lot of people saying in the comments, not Jeremy. Jeremy's was a concussion. He landed, hit the ground, head hit the floor. Doctor ran out, and Jeremy basically said, no, I'm good, go away. And then he ended up missing a week for concussion. So that's what we were referring to with that one.
That's what I was referring to. And at the time, they were saying he should have been assessed because he hit his head. Doctor should have got him off the ground, and he didn't come off the ground, But he looked a bit intimidated, and the umpire told him to move on, get out of the way. The doctor, if he thinks something's wrong, he should have the balls to go, no, players coming off right now, because it's a dangerous thing, man. You get knocked out, and you get knocked out immediately after. This is what we're trying. Forget about all the rules. This is what we are trying to stop.
You can die from a double head knock.
Duty of care is so important. Now, we keep saying that the doctor and, the intimidation, and you're right, Rocco, that sometimes it can happen. And 20 years ago, you'd have some player that would be sitting there arguing with his coach. He'd be arguing with the staff. He'd be arguing with the doctor. But at the end of the day, if that doctor makes the wrong decision, his ass is on the line, because they're going to turn around and say, well, hang on, what you are the doctor, you are there, you're getting paid to do the job, and you have that responsibility. So in order to cover themselves, they'll say, you know what, it can't be done. Off you go, and it's simple as that. You know what I mean? And it takes
balls, but it takes balls.
Well, yeah, it may take balls, but, the club is bigger than any player. Remember that. Okay? And at the end of the day, that one player, I can tell you, look at Petrarca, for example. Would Petrarca have had an influence on the game had he still played the way, in the condition that he was?
Back out.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the condition that he was, and as Quinn said, all he needed was just something slightly, have someone like Maynard on him on a 50-50 challenge and bulldoze him over. That's it. All of a sudden,
and this is what the whole thing, and they'll definitely discuss this. Don't worry, that's going to be discussed. This about him and the doctors and what kind of say. Look, he shouldn't have come back on, man. Didn't he have to go to ice? Didn't he have to go to bloody intensive? Where did he go? Like, they brought him to hospital.
Apparently he's in ICU.
Well,
he's in
far
ICU.
out. That's not good. That's not good at all, man.
No. So that's the way it goes. And someone needs to make these decisions, because you look at now, 30 years ago, players were getting smacked in the head. Nowadays, you got players that can actually sue because of negligence.
Yeah, 100%. But you could sue you could sue for anything these days, man. If someone does something that's negligence, mate, they're going to sue. Even in the AFL, you can sign whatever you want. You can do it. At the end of the day, if it's negligence, you're going to get sued. I got something here by Peter Bluebagger. Also, the Fox mentioned that with the 50-metre penalty isn't 50 metres sometimes, and it turns out to be 60. I totally agree, Peter Bluebagger. We actually discussed this on the night of the Essendon Carlton game. I reckon our one was 60 metres, and one of your ones was like 40 metres. I don't understand something. this should not be an issue. How can they get the 50 meter wrong? How can it be like 40 or how? Like it's a measurement. It's a fucking measurement. Even if they have points on the boundary, for example, you know, like little red markers or something that show 10 meters, you know what I mean? And you count 5 markers. Like it's not that hard. And sometimes I look at the 50 and I go, mate, that's a fucking generous 50 that. And the other thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, you know, the 50 meter, as the rule changed, because now they bring it to the middle of the goals. It used to be direct to the goal. So if you're on the boundary, 50 meters was towards the middle of the goal. Now, on both occasions, your one and our one, the 50, because McGovern was on the fucking wing.
Yeah.
When he took his shot, he was directly in front. How does that work? Has that changed? Anyone? Does anyone know?
I know they've always done that though. They always go, like if you're on the wing, they always, some reason they bring it inbound. I don't know why. I don't know why it then wouldn't be a shot from the pocket instead of a shot from
they go from the middle of the goal to where the penalty is, and it's a direct line. It's not that. That's wrong.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, I got to look at the ruling, I guess, but I've always thought that you just go direct. But
now I noticed with the cricket. We could probably mention about the cricket that's on at the moment. Not that I've had a chance to watch it, but with the cricket, you know, when they usually smash the ball, and you know, you've got this thing where it measures how far that ball was hit. Yeah. Now, how hard would it be for, you know, the AFL to sit there and you know, that fourth umpire or fifth umpire who's sitting up there and he's watching whatever and say to the umpire, all right, stop him there, for example, because they would have the technology to control that and say, right, stop him there.
That's more money. They would have to set up that technology.
More money. How much more money do you want? You everywhere you go these days, you see a jumper.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you. That's what they would say.
You see a jumper you want to buy. If it's got anything to do with the football, the AFL logo's on there. You buy a glass that's the AFL logo's
messenger,
there.
Mate.
You buy a shoelace, the AFL's on there. You know, you soon enough we'll be drinking water and it'll be running through a filter that will say AFL. Everything's AFL. Jeez, they'd probably be one of the biggest monopolies in this country. Maybe they are.
I think the 50-meter penalty is a bit too. I think it's a bit too harsh. I think they should bring it back down to maybe a 30 or 40-meter penalty. I think 50 meters at the moment is just it's too much of a harsh penalty. You know, if you've got the ball centre half back, you're having a shot at centre half forward. I believe that they should maybe. You know,
that's a good point. I agree. Yeah. I reckon for a stupid like someone running in their space when they don't even, or if someone moves a little bit, you get 50 meters. Like, come on, what is going on here, man? It's just, it's too harsh of a penalty for something so slight.
What was it years ago, Rocco? What was it? 15 meters, wasn't it? Was it 15 meters?
They went 15, to 25.
15-meter penalty, mate.
I reckon that's fair enough. I reckon it should be like a 20-meter penalty. That's enough.
You know, I'm saying like 15 meters is like bullshit. Like you could run 15 meters and kick the ball. 50 meters is like 5 times more. Like it's too much of a harsh penalty. I think they might have been in the 80s. Yeah. Oh,
and what about when they kick the ball? It's another good penalty. What about this? Another good point by Tom. Sometimes they kick the ball. It goes like 10 meters. It's a mark. That goes like 20 meters. Oh, no, play on. And then you sit there going, that was 15. No, and then sometimes they take a mark and you go, that was like 8 meters, that kick. Like, how did he pay that? You know, so, man, it's man, fuck. It's. I don't know if I've always been frustrated about this game, but, mate, I fucking, it gets to me lately, man. Like again, I don't blame any win or loss for it. I don't. I really don't. I will never blame a win or loss for it. But fuck it, the game. Sometimes we sit there and we laugh at the decisions. We go there and we go like, especially the deliberate. We watch it rolling, right? And can I say something else? to the crowd. Even all of yous out there, I'm telling you, yous are part of the problem now. Yous are starting to give me the fucking shit because now yous are all cheering for the deliberate, right? When it's not there. Stop doing it, mate. Stop fucking making it worse. You know, against the Gold Coast game, this was funny, man. A Carlton, I think it was a Gold Coast player, kicked it towards the boundary, right? The crowd was screaming deliberate, and it didn't even get to the line. It stopped, and Wiedering picked it up and ran off, right? And I'm thinking to myself, they're even screaming before it gets there, mate. Like, it's just stop it, everybody.
Obviously trying to influence the umpire, Rocco. That's the thing.
And the ball.
It's about the crowd.
The
crowd
is ridiculous now.
Yeah, the ball used to be very influential.
But now it's ridiculous. Like, anytime a player goes near the ball, it's ball. It's ball.
Yeah.
It's ball. It can't be ball every fucking time, mate. Like, fuck that ODs me.
It's a funny part of the game, though. Like, it's funny. Like, it does frustrate you when it's not there, but sometimes I'm at the games and, you know, someone will clearly get a kick and the kick goes 25 meters, but as they kick it, they're getting tackled and the crowd's going, whoa, mate, they just kicked it 20 meters. What are you talking about?
Mate. Like, it's almost like the rules committee in the AFL are slowly turning the crowd into what they want them to be. You know what I mean? They're turning the game in the way they want it to be, you know?
Influence.
Yeah, and it's deliberate every time it goes near. Now, every time it goes near the boundary, it's a deliberate. It's a deliberate. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous now. It's bloody ridiculous. So, yeah, you get that big and the umpire loves it, mate. He comes running, mate. Yeah. And I hate I think you mentioned this, when he goes, like he does that, he rolls everyone, you know.
He winds up and then he goes, nah, throw it in.
Dickheads.
They do it with holding the ball as well, though, where sometimes I'll go like this, and you think they're going to go down and go, nah, mine.
They delay it. Like, we're all waiting for it. We're all waiting for ball. He's like, ball it up. Oh, fuck it, that's bullshit.
You know, it's funny. We talk sometimes about the umpires not having a sense of theatre and not understanding, you know, when moments call for free kicks and when they don't. But sometimes these guys love a bit of theatre. They're very theatrical the way they carry on themselves sometimes.
I reckon they do.
Don't you worry.
They all go to the same. They all go to the same school that Draper goes to.
Draper and Quainer.
Draper. Is he the same as Westerfield? Westerfield did all right, didn't he?
He actually, you know what? He did okay. He did okay. I heard his name about 5-6 times.
Rush kicks over the fucking back of your head, trying to fucking no understanding of where his players are. If you call that okay, then that's fine, man. Then he played okay, man. And then he got injured because he's weak. Anyway, and what else? Anyone else? We've got maybe a few more minutes. We could talk about some other stuff before we move on to the games. Is there anything else anyone wanted to talk about? We have got a big night.
There was a question, Rock. I don't know if this was in this segment you wanted to leave it for, but someone asked earlier in the show and you said you had a graphic and you were waiting to pop it up. It was something about, it was something Richmond related.
Yeah, I know. It was about Lee Matthews.
That's it. It was a Lee Matthews one. I don't know if you had that for now, if you had it for later. I don't know.
Because we have got, it is Dusty's and it is going to be Quinny. He's going to have his 5 minutes of fame there and talk about the great man. But Lee Matthews did say something that was quite interesting from a great. I can't believe what he says. And in actual fact, then I've got another graphic to show that he was wrong. That he was wrong. Was wrong. Yeah, they're saying, what else are they saying? What happened? What's this one? They've stopped paying kicking in danger. Yeah, it's got to be really like, you really got to. Mate, the one that gets me sometimes is when they're going for the ball and then they get paid for like dangerous where they trip over. What's that decision?
Yeah, below the knees, taking out the knees. They pay that one.
What's that about? Because at the end of the day, man, like I said in my rant, mate, we were taught, man, you see ball, get ball, man. And this is what the fabric of our game's about. And now what they're doing is they're stopping it. And in actual fact, it's coming second to the ball is more important than coming first these days, you know. Wait, let them do what they got to do, and then you attack them. And I don't like that. That's going to change what the game's about, mate. The game's about getting to the ball first. Are you right there, Manny, or you're not interested?
No,
right
I'm listening. I'm listening to what you're saying, man. I'm
my
so,
here?
No, not at all. I'm listening to what you're saying. I am listening to what you're saying, but I just we started talking about we've been talking about last week, and we've been talking about it at the moment about this, the 300 games, etc. Of but somebody just sent me a text to say, "Hey, Manny, how come you haven't mentioned the fact that Maynard's also 200 gamer?" So
because 200 games you don't care about.
So
what do you want to mention? Do you want to mention 50 games too?
No,
you got to get to like a significant like milestone, like 300 is, and it could be a retirement, and like at the end of the year or something. But you're talking about what are we going to do? Like 100 games? Do we do a parade for 100 games too? Yeah, it's good.
I'm just. You've asked me a question. I'm giving you that. So
I didn't ask you that question. What are you talking about?
You said to me, "Am I boring?" You said, "Am I boring you?" And I was just,
Don't tell me you're bullshit. I just said, "Am I boring?" You have to tell me what you're doing.
What happens is, unfortunately,
I don't know what you're doing below the camera.
I'm getting a lot of people who watch the show who text me directly. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to ignore them.
You're getting a lot of people. You're lucky to have like 2 friends on your phone. A lot of people. My God.
I've got 4. I've got 4, 5, 6. Actually, I've got more than that. But anyway, go on. I don't want
all right. I'll be Barry for Geelong long enough to guarantee we'll be cut. Oh, fuck off. Where'd you come from? First of all, I hate your name. Second of all, I've been able to do like that will beat guarantee, man. You just can't even put a game together. You're a bunch of bunnies, man. Seriously. Oh my God. Out of all the teams to talk about Geelong, who gives a fuck? Would you go back? What have you got over there? Haven't you got Gumbaya Park, some fucking water park there? That's all Geelong's known for. That and Gary Ablett. Hit the road. No one goes past Geelong. No one cares. All right. Let's move on. We're going to move on. Everyone's asked their questions. Yeah, I know they're scared cats. I can't believe the cats come out. Cats, mate. Jesus Christ. All right. We go into the games?
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, yeah.
I'm waiting for you to respond, mate.
Well,
mate, it's like this. Like I'm waiting for Manny to respond, but it's just this.
Oops, I know where I come from.
Oh, hell, man. It's like I'm talking to Dumb and Dumber here, mate. Like,
come on. No, first and foremost,
I asked you a question.
I thought Mark was saying something, so I didn't want to interrupt. But then I realised it wasn't Mark. Mark was just basically fixing his denture. I don't know. I apologize.
He disappeared. I don't know what he does. He keeps disappearing, mate. He could be going to check on his spuds in the oven there, make sure they're cooked for next week, mate. So anyway, let's go into. We did have a game last week, and we did start the week off with a bit of a high.
Oh, we're from Tigerland, bum 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 bum. We're fighting fury. We're from Tigerland, mate. We're back. I tell you what, if I was the rest of you boys, I would be very, very nervous about Richmond winning the flag this year after that performance. We are back, baby.
It was a very. Let's have it. You haven't seen this often, so we'll show you again, right? That's what happens when you win. See how excited he was? You haven't seen that for ages, mate. He was fucking pumped, mate.
I forgot what that looks like, to be honest.
That was, and to tell you the truth, we said it, so I'm not going to I mean, it's really an irrelevant win. No one cares. Like, no one even watched the game. No one cares about Richmond. But what I'm saying is, we did say when we did it, go interstate to beat a side is always a tough ask. They challenged you, and you come up with the cookies. So let us know. Tell us all about it.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was, like you said, it was one of those ones. I woke up that morning. I don't know why. I had a bit of a feeling. I'm like, oh, maybe we could get the job done tonight. Adelaide had a couple of outs. I thought they were really stupid for dropping Riley O'Brien, one of their leaders. I think their best ruckman, but for some reason I thought that he clearly wasn't up to it, and they dropped him, and I think it had a massive difference on the game. Nankervis absolutely dominated in the ruck. We won in the stoppages. We won the clearances. We kicked a bit straighter in front of goal than they did as well. Jack makes a good point. Baker was good. I know Mark doesn't like to talk about injuries, but we had Taranto, Shea Bolton, Prestia all playing that game and all played extremely well. And then Baker came back as well. And, mate, it goes a long way to the team winning when you get blokes like that back in the side. So it was impressive. And I think this was just another game where it shows that Noah Bolter can only play backline going forward. Tiger HQ has just pointed it out. Noah Bolter can only play backline from now on. He is one of the best backmen in the comp when he's up and running and he's playing his best football as a backman. I don't know how they put him as a forward and thought that was going to work well. So I'm glad to see Noah Bolter playing backline again. And it was like, obviously you guys have had a fair bit more of a taste of it than we have, but as you know, it's pretty flat when you lose week after week after week, especially backing it up on this show, listening to you Muppets roast me about it every week. So it's nice to come on and finally have a win. It was nice. I'm watching. Yeah, go, Manny.
Can I say that, this is, the point that Mark was making last week. And he was pretty, adamant about this, that, Dusty should have played in Adelaide. And that should have been his 300th because you guys played interstate and you guys won. Now,
one of these, Rock?
Now,
I'll take one.
Now, this week you're playing against, is it Hawthorn?
Yeah, Hawthorn.
And Hawthorn, you'd have to say, is the team over the last 5 weeks that has shown like they're starting to get together. They're starting to gel, yeah? Now, you end up having Dusty's game this week, and it's all fantastic, and it's all about promotion. It's all about the money, and we spoke about this. But you know what? Mark's got a point. If you guys lose from Hawthorn, there goes that 300. Am I right, Mark? I'm starting to agree with you. I'm starting to agree with what you said last week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But what if we had gone to Adelaide and Dusty played and we lost up there? Like, it's easy to say now because we did win, but what if he goes up there and we lose? Then you lose, you're interstate, and then you got no fans there.
Well, the reality is you did
on the right here. Look at these two on the right here, right? That are generals after the battle, right? Now,
no. This is telling me one thing. This is telling me that the Richmond Football Club, and Mark is right, the Richmond Football Club does not believe in its product at the moment.
Of course not. We're second last on the ladder.
What are you talking about, Manny? I don't want to defend him because he could talk for himself, but they've won one game. They've got a whole bunch of injuries. They're definitely in a rebuild. What do you mean they don't believe in that? Now they've won two. I'm talking before this week. Don't be too
Mark,
smart.
what do you reckon, Mark?
Over there and clip you, mate. Right? I'm saying now. Wait, let me talk. Right?
What about Mark? Well, yeah, Mark say something.
To say they don't believe in their product is absolutely fucking rubbish, mate. What do you think they did? They went over there. You could say whatever you want, Mark. You're full of shit. I'm going to defend him here and say this, mate. Every club would have done exactly the same thing in that position there. Every fucking club. And you know what? Even if I'm going to just one more thing and then I'll shut up. Even if they lose this week, it doesn't take away Dusty's 300 and the celebration. You're missing the point. It doesn't take it away. He won't take it away. They'll still go out and celebrate. They'll still celebrate his 300 all week.
But you don't think so?
No.
What do you reckon, Quinn?
Oh, look, obviously you'd prefer to win, but absolutely. Like you're looking at the ticket sales to this game. There's no tickets available, no general public tickets available. It's sold out. You look at all the social media this week, the amount of people that are heading to this game to make it an occasion and celebrate Dusty. Obviously, you'd prefer to win, and that would just amplify it and make it better. But I think there's more to it than just winning or losing the game. Obviously, you want to win. Again, I'll never say that I don't want to go to a game and win, but I don't think any game for Richmond was a guaranteed win. You know, we flew up to Adelaide against the Crows, who have been decent there all year. We might not have won if Dusty played. So you'd rather take the punt of winning or losing in Melbourne with a big crowd in front of the home that the supporters that he gave so much to.
Look, of course, look, at the end of the day, it's a milestone. It's a huge milestone, and of course, the reality is you'd want to play in front of your crowds. MCG, expecting at least 90,000.
I reckon we'll get about 75. I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon
because people don't show up on the day. That's all. Members don't show up. That's all.
All right. So 75,000. That's going to be huge.
You've got to remember where Richmond are last week and right now. They are not contending for finals. It's done, right? It's done. They know that. If they were in the 8, right? If they were contending for top 4, Dusty would have played last week, right? But they know, man. It's like, I'll give you an example. It's like when you're coming up to finals the last few weeks, you start resting players, right? They don't need a rest. They're capable of playing. Why do you rest them? You rest them for the good of your club. And playing Dusty this week is for the good of the Richmond Football Club. Get it out of your head that playing him last week was a fucking good idea. It's a stupid idea. Done. There's my rant. Anyway, you want to keep moving? Do you want to say any more? Anyway, we'll talk about his 300. We'll talk about his 300 a bit later.
Hang on. Before you say anything, I want to hear what Mark's got to say. What do you reckon, Mark? You going back to what you were saying last week?
Yeah, no. Well, obviously, I haven't had much to say because I've been interrupted the last couple of times. But for the game, Quinny, congratulations, mate. It's good to see Richmond get out there and get the 4 points. You're getting your players back now, so it'd be nice to see them contend and win the next 3 or 4 games towards the end of the year. But like I was saying with Manny regarding the Dusty, look, it was pretty simple for me. It was I was pretty confident that if Dusty played his 300th in Adelaide, I reckon the Richmond supporter base and members would have travelled up there. I think they would have travelled.
40,000, Mark, and you're only going to get about
10,000 people there. At the end of the day, you don't need 100,000 people. Look, my concept was that I had an opportunity to beat Adelaide over there, bring him over there, play his 300th. It's all about the club. It's not about just the individual these days. They would have got the 4 points, which they did, and you would have probably travelled all the way up there, Quinny, and celebrated in Adelaide.
How many would you have got there, Mark?
300. Doesn't matter.
How many
10,000, 15,000, doesn't matter. So this
you're
week
trying
it's
to
going to
say
be
50,000 paid up members miss out, right, to watch this. They're probably one of the greatest players is right.
Mate, look, the guys played 300 games. Yeah, there's a lot of players that have played 300 games, mate. It's all about 300 games, and it's all about Dusty. This week, Richmond are going to go out and beat Hawthorn, regardless if it was his 300th or not. So yes, he's going to play his 300th this week. Well, maybe Richmond should think about it and say, you know what, Hawthorn are playing some good football. Let's put his 300th against who you got after that, Quinny? Who you got after?
But it's not about the win-loss though, Mark. That's the thing, and it's not just about his 300th.
Exactly.
So no, that's what you're saying. It is about the win-loss.
Well, playing his 300th when his 300th is due, which was against Adelaide. So
but he's also a 32-year-old coming off a 5-day break as well. So they managed Presley the week before. No one said anything about that.
So they managed him. That's fine. But I mean, at 300 games, you know, you can kind of. I can understand when you manage a player, you know, but 300th game, obviously, they were suited for him to play against Hawthorn at the MCG, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be a little bit kind of look. Hopefully, Richmond come out and beat Hawthorn, mate, Quinn, just for your sake and for Dusty. But if Hawthorn come out and beat Richmond. Yeah, congratulations, Dusty. Get back in the cave and off you go.
But that would have happened anyway, Mark. Like if he played last week and he's playing this week guaranteed, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah. Fuck.
Right.
They have the answer now.
He played last week, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. They would have lost anyway. What you're saying is the only
His
way
300th game was last week, mate.
He played last week and then this week. Like you're saying, if he plays this week and they lose, it doesn't matter.
It does matter because you might as well. No, you might as well say, "Let's play his 300th game against North Melbourne in 4 weeks' time."
Why?
Hang on, we'll talk about Dusty a bit later when we get to the game. But just quickly, we're not just talking about a player playing his 300th game. And I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I know Seb is agreeing with me big time in the comments. We're talking about potentially one of the greatest players in the last century to ever play the game, the greatest finals player of all time. And we're going to get, 10,000 of his own supporters at the ground when you can have 75,000 of them. Mark, I know Essendon's got a small membership base, but Richmond's got 95,000 members. And I work for someone who works in ticketing. I know Adelaide give you 3 bays.
You're not going to get 95,000 memberships at the game this week.
But you're going to get 65, 70.
Oh, okay. Is it a Hawthorn home ground or Richmond?
No, it's Richmond's home game.
Okay, all right. I just hope that Richmond win. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, well, so do I. I'm not saying I don't want us to win.
Hey, Mark,
put everything else aside for a moment. There was an opportunity.
Hey, Mark, put everything else aside for a moment.
300, mate.
Hang on. Wouldn't it be fantastic, right, for the Richmond Football Club to be celebrating one of their greatest players at home at the MCG? But not only that, don't worry about the members that but what about all these young upcoming supporters? You know, what do they call them? The Cubs. They'd love to be part of this 300 thing. You know, I mean, I think from somebody put up, was it Ange Christou, who ended up pretending he had an injury to play.
He admitted it on the Jumper Punch. It was an exclusive. He admitted it when he was on the show. That when
it wasn't a milestone. It wasn't a milestone.
I don't know. No, I think they won. But the point was that he wanted to play at home instead of away. And, when he was training, they go, how you going? And he goes, I feel a bit tight. And he went to the Metro that night. Like, it's simple that he wanted to play in front of a crowd. I think you're missing the point, man. You really are. You really are missing the point, man. And again, it's where they're at the moment. All right. So we will move on, but I'll tell you one thing, right? We move on when I say we move on, right? Rat poison. Anyway, next topic. If you want to start your own show and decide what the topics are, you can, and I'll watch it. But don't tell me how to run the show. Do you understand? Go and watch a replay of Geelong's game last week. All right, let's go. Next one. What are we doing? I don't even know what we're doing here. I think this one's creeping up. Let's talk about this one. Mark, are you ready?
Not really. I'm just going to go check out on something.
Yeah, of course you would, because you're a loser, mate. 9-16-70 to 15-8-96. I'm sure that the audience want to listen to this.
Hey, Rocco, before you say anything,
I'm going to wait till he comes.
Yeah, we'll wait for Mark to get. Hey, can I just say, Curno, what a well-built machine he is. Hey, You see, the arms on that bloke are unbelievable. He is what he is what every single football player should look like.
He's a great specimen, man. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Anyway, where is he? I'm going to wait for Mark.
We won't put the word great. We won't put the word great. Just
no, you're right. He's a very good player.
Very good player. And I think after Carlton wins the premiership, and then also Cribs wins the Brownlow.
Sorry, boys. I've got to take off. I've got an emergency.
We got all night, Mark.
Right. Okay.
So in the chat, anyone want to say anything about Essendon? Let's go for it, and I'll just put them up. And the Bombers
boys. Back on. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yep, they're playing good odds not to make the 8, so I would put money on them not making the 8. Mark disappeared quicker than
All right, let's get the game going. Come on, Rocco. What have you got to say?
What do you want
to say? Before you say anything, I think
I told you. That's all I've got to say. I told you. I told you exactly how the game was going to pan out, and it did. I said we'll win by about 5 or 6 goals. We completely controlled the game. I have to admit, in the third quarter, you had a little bit of a run towards us, and it was good. I was kind of expecting you to have a bit of a run, but for us to come back in that last quarter and put the medal, I loved it. I'll tell you another stat that I love. Our top 4 players really didn't play that well. They really didn't play that well, and we still won easily. And that's good for us.
Yeah. With less free kicks.
Hey?
With less free kicks.
Well, they only had 15. Apparently, I've seen some posts. The umpires won that they had 25 to 15 free kicks. But anyway, do you want me to keep on going, or have you got something to say?
Oh no! Have you finished or not?
No. I'm not going to be finished for a very long time, Mark. So I'm just going to give you your opportunity.
You ready, Mark?
Go for it.
I've only got a minute. I've only got a minute just in case I get muted.
I'm telling you, you've got it. But I'm going to warn you. If you give me something that's wrong, I will interrupt and adjust what you said, right? That's the only thing I'll say. Go.
Well, okay. All right. So, congratulations to Carlton.
I don't need your congratulations. I don't need it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, Rocco. Did I say congratulations, Rocco? I didn't say Rocco. I said congratulations to Carlton.
I'm talking for Carlton. We don't need your congratulations. We don't need it.
Don't interrupt me.
I don't want it.
Congratulations to Carlton. They did deserve to win. All right, they did deserve to win. Obviously, we had some opportunities, and we didn't make the most of those opportunities, and which Carlton did make those opportunities count by kicking those goals. But regardless of all that, I have got some stats. I'm not. Obviously, all you good viewers out there that know that I'm not the stats person, but I will give you a couple of stats. Okay.
Did I just say at the start? I guarantee that Mark, who doesn't go for stats, will bring out stats tonight. So off you go. But before you go, sorry, this is more important than you, right? Lone Wolf Ant for the $5. Thank you very much. Bombers played 1 quarter. Oh, they did too. Remember when Carlton was playing 1 quarter, and now it's the Bombers in the last 3 weeks who can only play 1 quarter. Off you go.
No, we did play 4 quarters of football. But just on some stats, we had 60 inside 50s to Carlton Spuds. To the Carlton Spuds had 41. We had 25 shots at goal. Carlton had 21. Hit-outs, plus 20. Handballs, plus 60. Disposal efficiency, Essendon 74%, Carlton 69%. Uncontested possession, Essendon plus 60. Turnovers, Carlton had 14 more than what we did. and obviously we didn't capitalise on those turnovers. So, obviously, the third quarter we had opportunities to really get close to you spuds out there that felt that you guys are playing the what is it? What are we? The pretenders. The pretenders. So if you boys think that you're so good, you're playing against a pretending side and win by 4 goals, that pretty much, I believe they pretty much beat you throughout the game. Obviously, we're missing some players. Mason Redmond was a big out for us. We've got some players to come back. Draper, Parrish, Hobbs.
Did you just mention injuries too? I heard stats and injuries tonight?
We are missing some players.
Hang on, 22 players, Mark. 22 players. You don't have 22 players.
That's correct, mate. With those 22 players that we had, we were still very competitive.
One of my fans, shut up, you're full of shit. One of my fans gave me a book.
Be in the premiership window, yeah?
We were robbed.
Carlton are going to be a premiership window contenders. They're getting cocky now, these spuds, but Essendon, I'll be happy to just make the finals. I'm realistic now, make the finals and win a final. But you played against some pretenders and you won by 4 goals and we outscored you. Missing those players. Curnow, 2 goals. Mackay, 1 goal. Free kick against his brother. Cripps, no influence in the game. Walsh, no influence in the game. So there's some concerns there from a premiership window contenders for the flag. And I'll tell you right now, Rocco, if you boys finish in the top 4 by the end of the year and you guys don't make the grand final, it's going to be more disappointing from your concept than the Bombers concept. Collingwood will come and chase you guys. Richmond. But anyway, so
what's Richmond got to do with this?
I just thought I'd just bring you in, Quinny, because I love you. You're sensational. You're pretty bored. I just want to bite your cheeks there.
Hey, Mark, on a serious note now. Now,
I'm serious.
You were sitting second, yeah. You were sitting second, right?
Yeah.
And I actually thought for the first time, I thought I was going to watch a really, really good tight game, right? Now, if you miss your opportunities, you miss your opportunities. That's telling me that you can't get away when you're playing a top 8 side. That's what it's telling me. Now,
you've got it wrong, mate.
That's
I'm going to let you keep going because I want to relax now. Manny, shut up. Dale V, $2. Stats on how many days since the Bombers won the final. Thank you very much, Dale. You are a star. Continue on, Manny.
All right. I was going to say that for me, it was. I was watching. It was like if I just come off the ship, I've just arrived in Melbourne, and somebody said to me, "Carlton's playing Essendon," right? And I watched that game, and I didn't know where Essendon was on the ladder. I would have turned around and said, "Fuck, Essendon must be bottom 3, bottom 4 for sure."
Come on, man.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Did you watch the game, mate? Did you watch the game, Manny?
Did I watch it? Did I watch it?
Are you stirring me up, mate?
Listen to me, because we do have to move on, right? So I'm just wondering, can I talk now, Mark? Have you had your say?
Yes.
You done?
Maybe.
All right. First of all, Jack is absolutely correct. Mark said last week that if Mackay and Curnow don't combine with 5 goals, we won't win the game.
There's more to it than that. There's more to it.
Oh, so then, all right. So just no. As long as
Jack.
I thought it was my turn. I thought it was my turn. See now, because you're a
Don't
banana
ask
and
me
a
the question.
spud.
Don't ask me the question, Rocco. Don't ask me the question.
I asked
Go.
you, and that was it. Now, because you're a banana and a spud, right? Right? I'll tell you something. By Cripps, Walsh, Curnow, and Mackay not having their best games, and mind you, they still have more than merit, right? Mind you, right? And we still won the game comfortably. I see that as a positive because our lesser lights stood up. And I'll give you one lesser light. I'll give you one lesser light. When Chicotta went home, he emptied out his pocket. He took out his phone. He took out his keys. He took out his wallet. And he took out Merritt. Merritt was embarrassed by a lonely 2-year player who had him so frustrated, right? He kept him down. People dare say that Merritt is up to Cripps's as a captain. He outplayed him and he kicked 2 goals on him. 2 goals. Your captain was very disappointing. You want to know what else? I'll give you another fucking stat. Jacob Wiedering played on Peter Wright for 71 minutes. Wright took 1 mark in that time. He played on Harrison Jones for 26 minutes, did not take a mark, and neither kicked a goal. That's your 2 big boys, mate. Then we get Stringer, who is an absolute, they call him the package. I call him the clown of the circus because he only likes to perform when he wants to. The dud he is. I'll give you some more. You want me to keep on going? You talk about your shit side. This has been your wins, mate. It's 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 12th, and 7th. The GWS was the only one that is your wins, brother. You talk about your dumb possessions. That's how silly you are. You talk about your inside 50s. A lot of your inside 50s were shallow. They were poor. They were on the boundary. They were rushed. You know why? Because we covered you beautifully. We didn't allow you to get to where you wanted to get. Do you understand? It's not about your inside 50s. It's about where you get them to have your shots. You are having your shots from your boundary, mate. That's because of us. Do you think you want to be having shots from 45 on the boundary, do you? You talk about your possessions. Where did it get you to? Where did it get to all those wasted possessions? Your third quarter, you talk about missed opportunities. You had 5 rush behinds. So out of your 16 points, 5 of them were rushed. You know what that means? That means you weren't even reaching the goal, right? So don't talk about that. And I'll give you one more just to finish you off. But your rubbish side you are. Your rubbish side you are. You talk about your possessions. I'll give you some real stats, mate. Turnover, 9-2-56. Your turnover game, we made you look like the Big M Little League. Defensive half. Whenever you turned over the ball, we kicked 8 goals straight from the 50. We ran the whole length of the ground, my young man. Centre bounces was one of our poor efforts, 2-2. Forward half, 5-4-34. Mate, you can go to your AFL app and look at your disposals and that. At the end of the day, you're a bunch of pretenders. And if you think that you were anywhere near us, we controlled that game. In the first half, you talk about, oh, you had more shots. We had 2 more shots in the first half. It was only your third quarter that you started to get a few more shots, and they were rushed behind. Mate, get a reality check. You know what you should do? Go and have a look in the mirror and check yourself, because your team is a bunch of pretenders.
Can we get someone to go? Can we get someone to go to Mark's house, please, to give him a hug? Someone to Mark's house to give him a hug.
I don't
Because
need a
Mark
hug, mate.
looks
You-
like
you
he's
honestly
ready
think-
to.
you honestly
ready to
think
go.
that I'm going to sit
You're a
here
jump
for
side.
Fourever
We stopped
Rivals
one
and
player.
take that shit,
Chicotta
mate.
made your
Don't
team
give
look.
shit about what you're
Chicotta
saying,
made
mate.
your captain look
I'm the
second
proudest
rate.
supporter.
Wiedering stopped 2 of your forwards to zero.
Okay.
And you talk about Curnow and Mackay only kicking 3 goals, right? But the work they did up the ground, you wish that your players did that.
That's
you
okay.
wish that
Rocco, look,
they don't do it. And one
I
more person I want to talk about. One more person. This is my moment. One more person I want to talk about. TDK is better than half your midfield put together. He was a better centre man than your whole midfield. This is our ruckman. Absolutely. 11 clearances, 23 possessions. I don't know, numerous marks. That's better than your captain.
He's a young player, isn't he? He's a young player.
That's better than your captain, mate.
He's a young player,
Yes.
isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens in a year or two's time when you start bagging him because he's not getting the ball. But anyway, what I'm trying to say
How
is that
even an argument? We're talking about Essendon and Carlton. No, this is. I gave you your chance. We're talking about Essendon and Carlton. Stop being a wimp and trying to make up stuff about in years to come. We're talking about Sunday night.
Correct.
You said, no, you didn't. You just mentioned in years to come. We made you look second rate. You're second on the ladder. You're a disgrace. Your captain was a disgrace. Your forwards was a disgrace. And when we put our foot down in the last quarter, you look like the Big M Little League. Do you understand?
That's
done.
Okay. So, like I said, Rock, we're obviously pretenders, and you only beat us by 4 goals, and we outscored you. The most important thing, what I believe, is that at least the only thing I can take in confidence to the Essendon Football Club is that at least we were going forward. We might have struggled a little bit in taking those marks.
I don't care that you've had a better year. I don't care. I don't care. We're talking about Sunday. I don't care that you made leaps and bounds this year. I don't care. I care about Sunday. You predicted that if our big boys didn't kick 5 goals, we couldn't win. And then you called us spuds because our better players didn't play well, and still we bet you by 5 goals.
5 goals, yeah. You bet what you're saying, the pretenders by 5 goals. You should have won by 10 goals.
Mate, it doesn't matter what you win by. I thought you said that winning by 3 points, it doesn't matter as long as you win.
Convincing to me, mate. You had some plays. You had your second grade players that come into fruition. The Hollands and
we punished you. So imagine they played well. Imagine they played well.
Longulo over there.
Who are you going to put up? Who are you going to stop? Mackay.
Your second tier players come into fruition, and they beat us. They beat us because both forwards weren't playing well, both midfielders weren't playing well. So you actually got your second tier players that perform.
And that's what a good team does. And you saw. Do you want to watch it again? Do you want to see it again?
It doesn't work.
Do you want to see it again? This is what good teams do, mate. This is what good teams do. Not your bullshit stats that you come up with. You had to look at the AFL app just before you came on, and you went to disposals. That's what you went to, disposals and inside 50s. I'll give you another thing, mate. Around the world, mate, they're talking about your shit side. And around the world, guess what, mate? The big boys, they're talking about.
For over a decade, and the Mackays will start on each other.
Oh, Mackay. The Mackays is better than your Mackay. And we all know why. We got the better come on now. Come on now. Oh, Mackay is better than your Mackay. And we all know why. We got the better Mackay.
That's Robbie, mate. Oh, Mackay is better than your Mackay.
We can all
backing
imagine
you?
what Robbie's doing underneath those sheets, mate.
It doesn't matter what he's doing. He's absolutely pulling his cock over TDK, mate. That's what he's doing, mate. That's what he's doing, mate. You bunch of pretenders. And before we go on and move on, because we do have to move on, well, I've got one more thing, right? Because the audience are loving this. So Matula has actually sent you a personal message. Matula has sent Marco a personal message. Everyone, let's have a look at this.
Look, the marshmallow.
The marshmallow. Look, that's Mark and his shit pretender tee.
Wow. Yeah, that's the big problem, Mark. You haven't been able to back your statements.
Exactly, mate.
Whereas last year I was backing my statements, but my team, well, they did what they did. But your team at the moment,
sorry, because I'm going to move on after this. Is another thing. Your supporters, what a disgrace. 10 minutes into that last quarter, they were leaving in flocks. What a disgrace. I thought Manny was a pretender, but your supporters are the worst I've ever seen. They left. There was no one on the train apart from Carlton supporters when I got on there at the end, because you all left 10 minutes into the thing and there's actual vision. I wish I had it. Yous are a bunch of disgraceful pretenders.
That's why I reckon you're starting to become a bit soft, because Collingwood is starting to lose now. That's why I've introduced that show, Beavis and Butthead, I reckon. You and Rocco, mate, I reckon you should get a show going.
Collingwood's starting
to get a little bit. Collingwood's starting to they're losing, and you're starting to get into the Carlton bandwagon.
Collingwood's starting to what? What's Collingwood starting to?
They're not starting to, get up there. You're starting to fall back on the bandwagon, and you're starting to support Rocco.
Leave early. Mark didn't go to the game. He's turning into a Manny. Mate. Hey,
did you not go to the game?
Nah. He's a shit supporter, I'm telling you. It's starting to come out. He's a fucking shit supporter with a shit side and a bunch of pretenders. Let's move on.
Plenty of football to go, boys.
You know what we'll do next time we play is, how about you do some research before you come and talk to me, mate? Done. Let's move on. I'm done.
I just did.
Manny.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That should actually be full of Essendon supporters, that one there. I apologise. But we did have another game. Can we quickly move through this game, because it was pretty much a fucking where am I up to? Here we go. 14-5-89 to 6-15-51.
Hot pies. Well, first and foremost, let me just say there was a quote by a player. Should have smoked the pies, is what he said. His name is Stephen the Cockhead May, Melbourne Football Club. That's what he turned around and he said. Now, Angus Brayshaw, not playing the game ever again. Mate, we've just shown that we are feared. We are feared. Melbourne had an opportunity to come on Monday, big occasion, the big freeze, and you know what they were supposed to do? They were supposed to sit there and make Maynard feel this small. But you know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Our captain, Darcy Moore, said, they're scared of us. They're scared of us. Let's clean them up. And that's what we did. We left no stone unturned. Mate, hot pies, yes. You can say that again. Hot pies. We killed them. We absolutely, we beat them in. Our tackling was nice and clean. Our possession was nice and clean. We had superstars like, and you know what? And when I say superstars, we had players that we had big names that weren't there. We didn't have who did we didn't have Jordan De Goey. There's a big player you want to have on an occasion like this. No Jordan De Goey. No. Was Scott Penderbury playing? No, Scott Penderbury playing. Was Tom Mitchell playing? No, Tom Mitchell. Mate, but there's depth. 10 days. McRae said, I've got 10 days to build this team and get it ready for the big game. And you know what? We cleaned. Mate, it was like I was going to fishing and I've caught some beautiful snappers and I was sitting there cleaning them and I was gutting them out because that's what we did, mate. Tough football. I take my hat off to Jack Crisp, mate. He won, of course, a great game, and he also won he was a recipient of the Neil Danaher Trophy. Bo McCreary, eh? There's one player, mate. 14 tackles. This kid's unbelievable. He's nothing but class. Nothing but class. But of course, let's not forget 227 consecutive games by our Jack Crisp. Absolutely unbelievable. Josh Dacos. What can I tell you about Josh? Absolutely brilliant. You know, the whole team just performed. They just went out there. They didn't care. And not only that, Nathan Kruger, right? The kid hadn't played AFL for almost 12 months. Mate, did he step up to the plate? He stepped up to the plate. And did he play super? He played fantastic. Mate, I'm telling you, our efficiency was amazing. It was just, I just sat there, I had my feet up, I was sipping on my pina colada, and I was enjoying the game. The first time that I was actually enjoying the game so much. It was just from the
so
word
excited,
go,
man.
word
So
go,
excited.
from the word go, mate. You know what? When you're going into battle
Manny,
and you've got 8 players that are missing.
Manny.
Yeah.
All right. You're just going around in circles. No one cares, man. Like, seriously,
Well,
I gave you your time. Going over and over again, man.
Players missing.
No,
I listened to you.
All
I
right,
listened to
eight
you 7
players.
minutes.
Everyone, I thought the
listened-
players didn't matter. And now all of a sudden you're naming, like, you two are the worst, mate. You two are the worst, man. When it comes to you guys, you talk about injuries. When we were discussing it didn't matter. Manny, it's over. You bet Melbourne. Remember, Melbourne lost by 96 points the week before. They lost by 96 points the week before.
2 weeks ago, you were bagging Collingwood saying that, you know, we're gone this year and, you know, we've got injuries and all of it. I reckon it was about like 20 minutes of just how good you guys are.
Who?
I mean, what happened, mate? All of a sudden, just jumping on the bandwagon again.
Yeah, I know. At the end of the day, they bet
Just
Melbourne,
quickly,
all right, and they were just
quickly,
they got punished and they played a hard game. And Melbourne are a bunch of weak. I'm going to talk. I don't talk about other teams.
Did you pick Melbourne? Did you pick Melbourne? No, you didn't. Did you pick Melbourne? No, you didn't. None of you picked Melbourne.
No, what?
None of you picked
How many
Collingwood.
times have you gone against Carlton? I gave you your 5 minutes. I don't mind you talking about the game, but you just went on and on about nothing.
You gave me a minute and a half.
Melbourne.
I've got to tell
No, I
you.
never. You spoke for about 5 minutes and you gave me nothing, mate. Like you just keep going on. What can you say? You gave us nothing about how you won the game or anything, mate. Oh, tackles. We did. What? Manny, I gave you time, but how much can you talk about fucking Melbourne? You're not talking about one of our sides. You're talking about Melbourne.
Well, can I tell you something? You almost lost to
It's
Melbourne.
not the Fourever Rivals and Melbourne.
You almost lost to Melbourne. Yeah?
Yes,
Okay. And Melbourne's not just your average side. Yeah, let's be fair here.
They are at the moment.
At the moment, no. We made them look pretty average.
They lost by 96 the week before, Manny.
Yeah. And what did you say? There's no way Melbourne was going to be. There you go.
And so did a lot of people. The betting was, I think the betting was 190 to 196, Manny. Everyone was saying the same thing, mate. What are you talking about?
So
Why are you putting this on me? You didn't fucking beat my team this week.
Hang on. So am I not allowed to sit there and have 3 minutes of fame? Am I not allowed to have 3 minutes to sit there and brag about my team?
Well, I gave it to you. I gave it to you, but then you just were going on about stuff that no one knew.
All right. Let me play with my. I'll play with my coin collection here. I've got some beautiful coins. I've actually got some nickels, and I've got some. Yeah. I'll just play my coins.
What did we say today? What did we say today? What did we say before the fucking show started?
Well, we didn't say anything. You were too busy talking, and you keep
before
on talking.
Before the show started, what did we say?
We said that we should let each other talk and give each other time. You haven't given me time.
What did we say about the time? Oh, you're not talking now.
Just quickly on the Collingwood and Melbourne game.
Talking about Essendon and Carlton or Essendon and Collingwood, where you can have a discussion. Anyway, we're talking about Melbourne.
So tell me,
hopefully,
what were you going to say?
Even though it was a very disappointing game of football. Obviously, Carlton and Melbourne, the big freeze. Behind me there is the MND's beanie. So hopefully you boys went out and purchased a beanie, because people wear beanies these days, and the last couple of days, if you're wearing a beanie, put an MND beanie on you and support obviously the new
all of those are good.
So just behind me is the beanie. That was probably the best thing that come out of Monday's game, Manny, to be honest, apart from Collingwood getting the win with
I didn't give Manny 5 minutes, man. He was rambling on and just trying to say, you didn't come up with anything, man. It's not like we're talking about a rivals game.
I'll tell you why, because there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk about how Maynard last year did what he did. Then, of course, that Stephen May said that we should have smoked the pies, etc. And you know what? If I came knocking on your door and I knocked your teeth out, Rocco, I can tell you the next time I come past your house, you're going to sit there and say, "You come on in, man, and punch my fucking teeth out again."
No. To tell you the truth, and I spoke to you I spoke to you earlier on today, and we'll let the people into the conversation. And what did I say about Melbourne? I said they're a bunch of weak pricks. How dare they allow Collingwood to push them around like that? It was actually embarrassing.
Weak as piss, you said.
They are. And I don't want to talk about another side because I don't really care. It's about our rivalry. But Melbourne, to come out to what they did, there's no way you're doing that to Essendon or Collingwood or Richmond or Carlton. I'll tell you right now, you do that shit to us and we're coming back at you. They fucking folded. They kept getting pushed around and knocked about. Like, it was actually embarrassing for Melbourne how easily they were pushed around.
Yeah,
they're in trouble, Melbourne, mate. They're in trouble, Melbourne. There's some issues there.
Weak, mate. They've been in trouble for a couple of years, mate. Remember, they've lost their last 4 finals.
Yeah.
In a row. They haven't won a final in 2 years, and this year they just look up and down, mate. They're gone, and now without Petrarca. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about them.
Anyway, I'm celebrating. I'm still partying. I'm still celebrating. Here we go. There's the balloons. The Collingwood supporters, we're just party animals, mate. We're partying. Well, where's Mark?
All right. Let's go. This is your fucking... You know why I only gave you 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, I know.
Because now you got your fucking minute and a half here. Get it right.
All right. Okay. So, there we go. We've got Sydney who's sitting on top. Who gives a fuck about Sydney? Now, Carlton. Now, this is the team that I reckon is going to do a lot of damage. I said this at the start of the season, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rocco. Now, look at this. This is a disgrace. We've got Carlton and Collingwood, two sides that show nothing but class, and then you got that piece of fucking Essendon. It's like fucking putting peanut butter in a sandwich. It doesn't make sense. Essendon sitting there third at the moment, but I can tell you right now, I give it in 6 weeks' time. If Essendon is not out of the 8 in 6 weeks' time, if Essendon is not out of the 8, I've been daring here. I might put some bet on here. I might put some dare on. I'm not sure. And of course,
we're still waiting on Rocco's bet.
Last but not least, Richmond, who's sitting there second last. But having said that, Richmond has just narrowly missed out on winning a number of games, and I think they're better than just a 2-game or 2 wins. I think they're better than 2 wins. That's my opinion.
Well done. You're getting better at that. I did ask you a few weeks ago, can you really lift your game on reading the ladder? I mean, that's your job, and I have to admit, you've got to be better. You've got to be better, man. So you're getting there. You're getting there. I like it. I like facts, Manny. He's talking. What a circus. Fuck Sydney. What's going on? Everyone is fucking Sydney. This is why Manny speaks facts. What else we got here? You free fucking bananas there. If you see a comment there that I'm just saying, you're part of this too, mate. Don't think you're going to get away with it. If you see something, let me know, mate. So, because I've got to do a million things here, mate. All right. Hey, listen, you're getting a little bit of what do we do?
We got no control, Rocco, on what we put on.
Brilliant, man. Yeah, I know I'm in control, but you can see the things and you can go, Rock. Bloody Jack's got a good point there. He's got a good comment there, right? Far out. I'm fucking getting sick of
peanut butter and Vegemite. Peanut butter and Vegemite. That's the Essendon Football Club. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense.
That's beautiful, mate.
I've got to, this is the best. This is the best. I've got to do this one again. Dun, 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 the marshmallow. That is the best, man. I love it. All right, we're gonna go. What we're gonna do is let's quickly go through. We're doing all right. We're doing all right.
This Saturday night, boys.
We will now.
I'm coming in disguise. I'm going to be
Jack Rocco has spoken about Lee Matthews. We will now. I've got a system I'm going to do here because we have got it. So the first, we're going to go into the tips and into next week's games, right? So that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is first of all, let's go into fucking hell. I'm sick of doing everything. All right. First game. And remember, this game is on the 15th of June, right? It's on the Saturday. And what's on that day, everyone? The TBJ live show. Everyone get your tickets. The link is below. Everyone get your tickets. Mate, if you think this is fun, I'm telling you, I reckon a few people are going to have heart attacks that day. As much.
I was going to
the amount of fun we're going to have, it's going to be the funnest of fun. Do you understand?
I was trying to get the AFL to move the game, but it couldn't happen. So I said it was just too big because of the 300. Because of the 300.
The AFL, they try to, but because the tickets are already booked, they're coming to AFL. So.
They said, they said it was a 300. There was a big 300 game.
Laura's coming.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Before we do that, right? Because we'll go in order, right? Because we'll get our tips done while we're doing it, like we normally do. All right, so we can just do this. All right.
All right.
Brisbane.
We're going to start Friday night then.
Yeah, Friday night. Yep, go.
Yeah. Friday night, Brisbane versus St Kilda up at the Gabba. I think St Kilda are useless. Shouldn't have won on the weekend, and they won't win this week. Brisbane will get them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
Everyone?
Brisbane.
Yeah, well, obviously Brisbane, yeah. Yeah, I think Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane should get that. Right, next one.
All righty, Saturday afternoon. I'll be working at this game, and let me tell you, 15th of June. Rocco, what date is that?
Well, if I remember correctly, that's a TJP, right? That's a TJP live event. Get your tickets, $20 fucking floor tickets. Where do you get entertainment for $20? Nowhere. There'll be drinks.
Nowhere.
There'll be partying, and
We'll
we'll
be
all be
there.
there.
We'll be there.
And what's his name? Peter Nutt. You keep talking your shit the whole time. Make sure you come down there, and if you do, I'm buying you a beer. Go.
There we go. Well, there we go. We got the Bulldogs taking on Fremantle, Marvel Stadium. Dogs have really not shown much. Freo have been pretty good recently. In saying that, I'm giving Dogs one more chance. This is do or die for them, so I'm going to give it to the Dogs as my last ditch effort to support them.
I'm actually gonna do the Dogs too. I think because it's at home. Is it at home?
Yeah, it's at Marvel.
Or
Yeah,
is it some weird fucking Ballarat fucking stadium or something? No, it's at Marvel. Yeah, I'll give it to the Western Bulldogs.
Ooh, you know what? I'll go for Fremantle.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Quinn, spot on. I think the Bulldogs, this is their last opportunity, so that they'll go out fighting, I think, this week.
Bulldogs. I like it. All right. Just before you go on to the next one, is a show going to be live on here? No, we are not streaming it live. So you must, if you want to get all the funness, you must come to the show. It's simple.
All the funness.
Do you like that?
I like that funness.
All right.
I love it.
That's a word. All right. Now let's go to this big game here.
Now let's build it up. Finally, Richmond versus Hawthorn. I'm not going to talk too much about the game. I just quickly want to say the reason this game is so special, and we debated it before, and I know Seb has been pointing it out a lot as well. This is arguably the opportunity, and there he is, the man. It's honestly, especially for people of my generation, it's an opportunity to celebrate the career of someone who's arguably the greatest player to ever pull on the yellow and black. I was obviously too young for your Royce Harts and your Kevin Bartletts and Jack Dyers, etc. But Dustin Martin is the greatest player to pull on a Richmond jumper in this century and arguably of all time. So it's a great opportunity for Richmond supporters to celebrate something this year in a year that was obviously a bit of a negative for us. And get around and say thank you to the bloke that brought us 3 flags in the space of 4-year period. So big opportunity. I cannot bloody wait. I'm that excited. And for those attending on Saturday night, this is the plan, so don't hold me to it, but this is my plan.
Wait. Is this what you're talking about?
No, that wasn't it.
But that's what they're going to do.
There we go. I hadn't seen that, so I'm glad I've actually seen that now.
I'm ahead of the.
What are they going to do?
So at the 4-minute mark of quarter 1, 2, 3, I'm not the 4th. Why? I don't know. Anyway, let's show the appreciation, Dusty fans. Each quarter representing the free. Because it's 3 quarters. All right, the free cups, the free non-swifts. They will do a big cheer at the 4-minute mark of the first 3 quarters. So there you go, fellas.
Oh, wow.
Done. Well, as I was saying, that's going to be special too. But my plan is before Saturday, I'm going to try and get, and I don't have a lot up here, but I'm going to try and get the skin saved on the side and do the Dustin Martin little mohawk there in the best capacity that someone with my hairline can do. So I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know, there's lots of different comments going on here in the comment section. I don't know, rat poison, daughter of suicide. You've lost the plot, mate. It's not special at all. You don't need a milestone game to celebrate anything. If you're not going to celebrate 300 games, you've honestly lost the plot, mate. You are a banana.
What a miserable, he comes into the comments and tries to rain on his parade. Come on, mate. Leave it alone.
Mate, you can come onto this show and you talk about your politics and this and that. We're just trying to talk about footy and celebrate good players, and that's what this game is all about. And hopefully, as a bonus, Richmond can win as a bonus, but it's all about celebrating Dusty on Saturday afternoon. In saying that, I'll wrap it up there because we're short on time. I will be going for Richmond, as I always do.
100%, man. And, and I'll even put this one. Peter, I know you're trying to be funny, but you're an absolute dud. I've been watching your comments. You're just trying to You're trying to fish for something. How about using your brain a little bit and come up with something that's funny? And you notice I don't put up your comments because they're ridiculous. But as I said, if you come to the show, $20 on something, I'll buy you a drink. All right. And the other thing I wanted to quickly talk about was this. Did you see this? Lee Matthews said the 3 Norm Smith medals is an enormous achievement, but it's only 3 games out of 300. What are we saying here? You're saying that he only played 3 good games. Is that what we're saying here? We're saying this is from Lee Matthews. I think he's becoming a bit grumpy. Lee Matthews could actually be rat poison.
Well, Lee Matthews is also contradicting himself because he said a few years ago that Dustin Martin is the only player that he is happy to be compared to. So Lee Matthews is considered one of the greatest of all time. He's happy to be considered to only Dusty, and now we're saying Dusty is not in his top 3. And just a quick rebuttal to that, and Rocco, I know a lot of people forget that this award exists, and Rocco, I know Walshy won it last year, so you'll be very familiar with it. The Gary Ayres Award is awarded to the best finals player throughout the whole series, not just the grand final. Dusty won 3 Norm Smiths, but he also won 3 Gary Ayres Awards in those grand final years as well. So it just goes to show it was every final he played in. It wasn't just the grand finals, not to mention, the other 290-odd games that he played that weren't those 3 premiership seasons. So I don't know. I think Lee Matthews is starting to lose it a little bit.
You know what? Can I just say something, man? People like that are just there to get them. Lee Matthews doesn't need to do that shit, man. But what they've got to do is they've got to make some sort of headline. You know what I mean? They actually say that. It's a bit disrespectful. And you know what? And even Rat Poison that said, oh, you don't celebrate. What the fuck? Are we living in this world where we're not celebrating anything anymore? Yeah, we understand that premierships is the final thing. We understand. But just remember something, people. It's not about like the final destination. It's about the journey, mate. It's about everyone's forgetting that. It's a journey. The whole year is a journey. Enjoy it. Enjoy every week. Enjoy every moment. Let people like Quinny, who's a massive Tiger fan and loves that's like us loving, me loving Judd or loving Kuda, or you loving, I don't know, you got no good players, Mark.
No.
But you loving somebody, right? And you two, are a bunch of duds. You loving Dacos. Just let him enjoy his fucking moment here. And then can I just say one more thing? Why am I defending fucking Richmond so hard? Why only 3 games? Can I just put up this? Let's have a look at some of his big games over the years. Have a look at some of these numbers, guys. This isn't by a player who only plays 3 good games. Quinny?
Can I just point out that one there against, I know it's hard to see, West Coast in 2017, 40 disposals, 821 metres gained, 15 clearances and 2 goals. Who does that? Who racks up those numbers?
I've never seen 821 metres. That's huge, man.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And mind you, one of those games is the grand final as well. Yeah, in that bottom left-hand corner, that's a grand final performance right there. 29 disposals, 2 goals, 9 score involvements, and 22 contested possessions.
Yeah, I have to admit the one next to it, 31, 14, 4 and 2. That was against Carlton. But look who was on him, like Paddy Dow. Of course, he's going to get 31 possessions. What do you expect?
Well, you look at the top one, he had 38, 15, 11, and 2, and there's Gary Ablett Jr., so that one makes up for it.
That's true. That's true. And then the next one next to it, 801 metres, man. That's like, that's some serious, that's telling me, man, you're doing some work around the ground, So, look, at the end of the day.
That was also against Carlton.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was round 1, 2017.
He never used to get stats
like that. What year was that?
27. It was his prime year. It was 2017. His prime year.
I think in 18 we won 2 games for the year, man. Come on, you can't count that as a good game. I don't want to be counting. No, but listen, I hate to talk. I'll just give you praise for once because I still reckon you're a bunch of duds. But I actually admire Dusty, one of the great fucking players, man. And he's everything you want one of your players to be. He's tough. He's rugged. He's a man, mate. He gets the ball. He does his own work. And the most important thing is, mate, when you need him there to win a game, man, I'm telling you, that was it 2017 when you won that grand final against Adelaide?
Yeah.
Just before halftime, he kicks a goal. Was it? Or quarter time?
You're thinking of 2020, just before halftime against the Cats. He kicked a goal at halftime that kept us in it.
Fucking turned the game, and then he kicked another couple and that, and game was over. So champion, man. So
and just one last thing on Dusty, because I know everyone will get bored if I keep talking about him. But one last thing I wanted to say. You compare him to some other players, and he mightn't have the consistency week in and week out, but he was that player that, like you just said, Rocco, he knew his moments, and he was a player that, without a doubt, every time took those moments, kicked those goals, hit that target, won that match. He didn't need to get, 12 disposals a quarter and this and that, but he stood up in the games when it mattered most, and that's what made him as good as he was. That's what it was. He was a moments player.
100%. And you know
Fantastic.
what? I used to remember the round one, because we got the big round one count, Richmond, man. There was a while there, man. Every fucking round one game, man, Dusty would punish us. You know what I mean? So I've got like clear memory of him straight in my face, man. So in a way, I'm glad it's almost over for him because I can't handle him at times. And you know what? Even this year, I mean, you weren't at your best, but that round one game, he's the one I'm worried about. He's the one that I'm scared that he's going to take over, All right, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going.
What are the tips?
All right. Oh, yeah, what are the tips? I'm going to go. I can't go past Richmond here.
Sorry, Quinn. Okay. Congratulations to, obviously Dustin Martin on his 300th. Hopefully they do win the game for him, and you guys can celebrate that night, even though you're coming off to the TJP evening that evening. But fantastic player, mate, honestly. I wish he was at Essendon. Very subtle person, wasn't into the media, kept to his own, which I like. That's the beauty about Dusty. Very reserved, just worried about playing football, and that was about it. But this is the flip of the coin for me, mate. I do apologise. Flip of the coin for me. So here we go. And I have got heads, which is
Richmond.
The Tigers.
Oh, the Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers for me.
Yeah, I think, look, Hawthorn are playing some good footy. Don't get me wrong, but they got to lift, mate. They got to lift, mate. They got to go out there. They got to want it. They got to want this. They got to give it everything, because this could be the last opportunity when you go out there. I want you to look at that ball like it's your last meal. You got to want it, fellas. You got to take it on. All right.
I need you as my coach at Elswick, Rock. You're bloody good, man.
Where was that? Where was that quote taken from, Rocco?
I don't know. I just made that up, but I'm sure it's a bit of everyone. I'm sure it's a bit of Alan Jeans.
It sounded very Alan Jeans, didn't it?
Hey,
yeah, I reckon there was. I think it was a bit of a.
McRae, you've just inspired me, mate. You've just inspired me.
McRae doesn't do that. No, that was a bit of a the Footscray legend. What was his name? The doggies legend.
Oh, EJ.
Yeah, Teddy. I think that was a bit of Teddy. You gotta want it, fellas. You gotta want this. This could be your last opportunity to go out there. This could be the 30 minutes of your life. Don't leave out there. This could be the last chance for you. And they won that game. They were back. They were down. So
it did. And just quickly, Rock, because you wanted me to point the comments out. Adam Baggers has asked a very good question in regards to Elswick football in the comment section there. So I wanted to point it out. He asked, Quinny, are you not playing this week for the Wicks? Unfortunately, I have to work at the Western Bulldogs Freo game in the afternoon, and I'll be leaving there at about halftime to get across to the MCG. So I won't be able to play this week, unfortunately, as shattering as that is. But, yeah, next week I'll be back. But I should fake a leg injury.
That's it. That was another good quote. Do something. Do something and I'll shut up. Get possessions and I'll shut up. I think that was...
Don't think. Do.
Don't think. Do. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I love it.
Back pocket plumber.
That's it. It was. It was Teddy Wynn's final game, man, and they ended up winning that. All right. What's next?
Alrighty. Well, we move on to Adelaide Oval Saturday night, June 15th. TJP live show. Get your tickets. Crows take on Sydney Swans at Adelaide Oval. Look, Adelaide Oval, to beat them over there is an almost impossible task. It's going to be hard for Sydney to do this. Not many good teams can go over to Adelaide and beat them up there, but I reckon Sydney will maybe just get the job done. So Sydney for me.
I'm actually going to go. I got this feeling. Adelaide's going to win this, mate. They got to lose Sydney and Adelaide back at home. I just got a feeling. So I'm going Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Adelaide.
Are you? Oh.
Yeah.
What about you? What's the
Sydney,
smile for?
just.
You look like a bloody psycho there, man. You just smiled at me.
No, just looking at some of these comments here.
What do you got there?
Comments here.
No, the comment section's going crazy tonight. The people are up and about.
What boys in here? Mark,
I
have
like
you read about my comment about Enzo or something? I don't know.
Peter Nutt, he reckons.
Anyway, keep going, boys.
He's never seen you. Peter Nutt goes to all the events. He's never seen you at an event. I'm just saying. Who are you picking, Mark? Who are you picking, Mark?
Well, I actually go with Peter Nutt.
I said, Sydney just.
I'm surprised Peter Nutt would be saying that. He ran into me at Luna Park. There you go.
All right, next one. Is this
Alrighty.
one here?
Manny would be quaking in his boots this week heading to Marvel Stadium against, well, actually, sorry, his fans will be heading to Marvel Stadium to watch North take on the Pies Sunday afternoon. Collingwood, I hate to admit it, they looked pretty good on the weekend, even with all their injuries. And I know it's North Melbourne, so they'll easily get this one done, I reckon. Pies.
Mate, even if Collingwood had got beaten by 100 points, Melbourne, I would have picked Collingwood against North. You know, even though they did win their first game this week. Bravo.
They did.
Bravo.
They did.
Yeah, no.
Away from home, too.
Yeah, Magpies for me.
No, I think if any, are you going to go North? Are you, Mark?
I'll tell you what. If Manny, mate, I'll tell you now, mate. If North beats you next, anyway, Collingwood for me.
All right, and then we got the last one.
Last match of the round. And this is a weird one, I reckon, because it's a bit up in the air. But the Giants take on Port Adelaide at Engie Stadium, Sydney.
Yep.
I think Giants have to win this one. I think this is a bit like the Dogs game for mine. I think the Giants, to keep themselves in contention and keep themselves a bit of a threat, they need to win games against good sides, and this is a good opportunity to do that against Port. So I'll be going Giants.
I'm going Giants. I just think just because of the home ground advantage, it's pretty much that's all. That's the only reason I'm going for Giants. I think Port Adelaide are okay. I think Giants are okay.
Giants for me.
Nice.
Yeah, safe bet. GWS for me.
Beautiful. All right, and then we got a whole. And then we got a whole bunch of buys. Who are the buys? It's Carlton, Essendon, Geelong.
Gold Coast, Melbourne, and West Coast.
Yeah, well, Melbourne's having two
is that
buys
Carlton's
in a row.
second buy? Is that Carlton's second buy now? Carlton.
And you know what, Mark, you did discuss this last time, and I do think it's unfair with the buys because it's unfair that Carlton had like two buys in a row, like last week and this week. I think it's unfair.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Do you agree?
We'll talk about the buys next week. We'll talk about
Do
the
you
buys
agree,
next
Manny, that it's unfair the way the AFL gave Carlton two buys in a row last week and this week?
Yeah.
It's really unfair.
I actually, it's funny because there was I think I was on the train at the time. I was coming home, and a little boy turned around and said to his dad, "That's right." He says, "Dad, is that a practice game Carlton's having today?" And so, and then of course the father looked stunned, and then next to him there was another bloke who turned around and said, "I better ring up your mum and tell her to switch off the TV because there's a porno on." And the other kid said, "What do you mean porno, mum? What do you mean porno, dad?" He said, "Well, at the moment, Carlton's giving it to the Bombers."
Manny, You know when you're doing a ladder, where was Collingwood on the ladder? Where was Collingwood on the ladder? Where's Essendon sitting on the ladder, mate? Where's Essendon sitting?
Manny is a comic genius.
As of next week, we'll be on top of Essendon.
Well, we got our first bye. We got our first bye after 15 weeks.
I think Essendon was unlucky. I think Essendon was very unlucky to play against Port Adelaide at the during that away games, in South Australia.
Yeah,
I think that's where it all went downhill for Essendon.
Look, before we go, let's have a quick look at who Essendon have beaten. 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 12th, and 11th. Just say,
and mind you, some of those not very convincingly, Mark.
And some of them were just like you just win. And on the flip side, just on the flip side, in the last 11 weeks, we've played the top 10 sides.
And then you start losing against the bottom side.
We played 9 and Essendon. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, you might start losing against the bottom side, Rock. So
Mark,
don't get too
Mark, I've got the reception on the phone. They did say that they may possibly do drug search on Essendon supporters coming over to the on the day. So
on the live show, on a serious note, we have got security there, so don't get too smart. No, there's 2 security. You have to have security when you get that many people, right?
Why?
And
that's the law.
That's the law. If you have an event, you have to have security there. If
Especially
you have an
when
event, you have to have alcohol. You have to have an alcohol. Yeah, there's alcohol. So there is 2 security. They're 2 Maoris. So I'd be careful, especially Peter Nutt and that. I'll get him to fucking crown you if you're not careful, right? But
I'm Bruce Lee.
I'm just warning you. I'm warning you, Mark. They are searching for drugs, so I don't want you to get caught.
The kid alone.
Hey, and remember, if I do see you with one of these,
my asshole, beat it. Nobody.
If I see you with one of these Vicks inhalers, they may possibly ask you to, because they'll tap it just to see whether you've got the Vicks or you got the other stuff.
All right, listen.
Security will be on my side, mate. Security will be on my side.
Are going on and on and on and on and on. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show. I will show. Let me just do this. I will show something. We forgot to show this. Now, you 2 on the right there, you 2 losers there. Only got 2 last week. He's a shit, man. Me and Quinn didn't do much better. We got 3. But at least I've gained my lead on you. I've gained my lead on you, Marco. I'm on the wonderful number of 69. 69. Everyone loves 69.
I love a challenge, mate. I love a challenge.
Oh, yeah, you love a challenge. It's slowly, man. You were like 4 in front, man. You've absolutely lost the plot.
I actually know a good joke. I know a good joke about 69.
You've told us. Is that the one about the fart?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to say it?
You reckon it'd be okay to say it on TV?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey?
Go, say it. Manny's going to say a joke. Everyone, get ready.
All right,
get ready for the Manny joke.
So bloke takes
this could be an ongoing segment.
Well, it could be. So bloke takes his son to the parlours, and he says to the young lady, "Look, it's his first sexual experience. Look after him." She said, "No worries." She said, "Come on, son, come in the room with me. Take all your clothes off. I'm going to start you off on your first experience. Start you off on a 69er." So anyway, this kid not knowing anything gets his clothes, takes off, lies on the bed, and all of a sudden she takes her clothes and she gets into position. As she gets into position, she rips a fart. He quickly jumps out of bed, starts getting dressed. She says, "Where you going?" He says, "Fuck off. Not hanging around for another 68 of those bastards." Me.
That's pretty good, Manny.
I have to admit, I've heard that one before, but that's a ripper, man. Does everyone like that joke? We're getting a lot of ha-has here, so that is very good, Manny. We might have the Manny joke, I reckon.
Well,
coming
I could possibly start doing a bit of stand-up if it's needed, but we'll see.
Well, you do stand up every day. You just walk out the house and you're standing up and you're funny. A shit joke. It means that in the best way. All right. So we did do a bit of rock and roll over the burbs. So make sure you catch that. That was on tonight. And we did it at the MCG before the game. Right. So I've just got a little bit of a snippet. Does everyone, it's not long, just a little bit of a snippet. And then everyone can go and have a look at the rest of it. Right. On our YouTube channel, The Jumper Punch, and have a look at this.
Sellers, we got Sellers. You want to get on just a quick for the Jumper Punch?
What is it for?
The Jumper Punch.
That one.
We had a
I'm gonna give him one, mate. Smash him and that and chuck him into the lockers. Oh, look, Barassi used to throw him into the lockers head first. And come in with your head hanging off, you weak bastard. Fucking weak prick. Yeah, that's it. Throw through the lockers, mate. Go the Blues, mate. Carlton, mate.
We love Dino. That's Dino, mate. Dino's a star.
Hey, I thought, you know what? If Dino wasn't wearing the Blues jumper, I thought he would have been a Magpie supporter.
Yeah, no, that's true. But Dino, and actually everyone, Dino's in the cheer squad, right? I'm telling you, he is an icon of Carlton. He's a star, man. He makes you laugh. He's going to be at the show, man. He's going to be at the show, and he's you know what he is? He's as passionate as any man in this world about his footy team, and that's what we love, man. Trust me, he's a funny man. Some of the quotes he gave us that night, I'm telling you, we were in stitches, man. So make sure you watch it. Hey, these blokes reckon we got a full-blown comedy show. Well, when you got two clowns on the right there, of course you got a comedy show, right? All right, what do we got? The last little bit here. Everyone, get down there. We want this to be not only Jumper Punch, but a big Fourever Rivals get together. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to get together. Everyone can get to meet each other, all the people in the comments, and then at least then when we start commenting and that, we know their ugly faces and we know what they're saying. But make sure you get down there seriously. If you do want a table, you get a meal. I know Manny and Marco, they'll be sitting at a table. If you're lucky, you could be sitting with them, yeah? So get a table. 55 gives you a meal, gives you a drink, meal, dessert. There'll be other food coming around during the night. We've got some surprises coming. And if you just want to sit down and watch the show, that starts at about 7:30, 7:45. That's $20. Now, I'm telling you guys, I'm being honest here. We're not making zero money out of this, right? It is absolutely, it's going to cost us money. All we wanted was for everyone to get out there, meet up in the middle of the year and keep building this family. So make sure you get onto the link and get down there. What do you reckon, guys? Get down there. Yep. This is an event for all of us. We can all meet up and have a bit of a laugh, you know. So get your tickets tonight.
Yep.
And I am on fire tonight. I think I am. I'm feeling good tonight. Even though I had some bad news, but I'm feeling good tonight. Mark is a bobblehead spud, yes, but they love you, man. Like, that's the main point. They do love you. And the other thing is, make sure you do get onto, if you do have any security, help your local business. Mark puts in a great effort. He also comes on the show every week, man, puts himself out there. At the end of the day, as I said, he barries for a shit drug addict side, but his Carlton security doors are quality. Trust me, they are quality. Get down there, make sure, give him a call, and he'll look after you. He'll look after you like that guy went to the parlors there for his first experience. He'll look after you.
He'll fart on you.
He'll fart on you 69 times, man, and that's a guarantee. I tell you right now. All right, we've done well. I think we've done well. I think we said we were going to try to cut this show, not for anything, not because we don't love it, not because you guys. It's just we thought, you know what, We try to make it a more compact, and we've done pretty good. We've cut about 40 minutes off it. I think we've done really good. If we just stop talking shit, I reckon we can cut it a bit more. But that's it. So what else can I say, man? It's been a good night.
Nice.
Oh, one more thing. Does everyone like the new design? Does everyone like the new design we've put out there? It's all good, man. It's nice.
Big fan.
I think it's modern. It's modern. It's brightened everything up. I like it.
What color is it?
You said you're colorblind, man. It's like a purple.
Oh.
It's vibrant.
It's vibrant. I like that word. I like it. It's vibrant.
Lilac.
Like
Is it
that.
lilac?
Yeah.
Is it lilac?
There's a bit of different shades. There's different
A little bit,
shades.
Manny.
A little bit. And then we've got a new thing, and we're coming up with some new designs. Here we go. Enzo, you're a fucking star, man. I can't make it, but buy a drink on me. Rocco, enjoy people. Enjoy people. Next week I'm in. We love Enzo. He come on the show. He's actually fucking just a top bloke, man. Just a top bloke. So appreciate that, Enzo. We should appreciate the support. Everyone get down there. What more can I say? Apart from that, is that it?
Go Bombers.
Hot pies.
We're done.
Come on, Dons.
We're done. We're done.
Pies.
All
Sorry,
right.
Dusty.
We're going to have a rest, but go Fourever Rivals. Wait,
Yes.
wait. I'm going to do that again because I fucked that up. All right, here we go.
Didn't you?
Go for Fourever Rivals.
Go, Tom.